I think I should rephrase the stuff. He's kind of like a likable dude. Oh.
Oh wow! All right.
Now I'm in trouble.
That's a good way to start off.
Yeah, right.
Well, we are live. Waiting for Paul to get in here, and he was the one that told us the countdown was 2 minutes ago. So I actually like the show already. This is so much better. All right. So should I just sit here and look good looking for you all, or should I wait for just Paul to get in here? Let's go.
Why does that sort of paycheck try to keep this place? Remember the money part?
No,
No.
I don't use money. I use pesos. You know what you should do? I'm Gizz Lazlo.
I'm just here.
Just got here.
Just in.
Man, I didn't get my drink. I didn't get my last snack.
I can keep. I was
And
working
I
with
was-
money.
You were not working with money. You were working with.
Look at how
with
dirty my
aluminum.
hands are. Here, lick my fingers. No. My arm is this working? Are we actually?
I
Really
don't
on?
even think your mic's on, is it?
It's on.
Oh, is it? Here, we got stuff.
We got
We got
things.
presents.
Mm-hmm.
This is for you.
This is for me because I look better than
It's
you.
size L for loser.
Size L for paycheck. Jiminy paycheck over here.
You didn't even hear how the show started. I went live and he was talking out there, and I won't repeat what he said until after the show.
Oh no!
It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Oh man, we got some dude from some band here today.
He's an Englishman too.
That's who. Yeah.
An Englishman, so they have a different.
Somebody's gonna have to make some fucking tea real quick.
Huh?
Somebody's gonna have to make some goddamn tea.
Some tea, panty,
No tea, like the thing that men drink.
the curtain.
That's why you sit in the corner. You're gonna have to go to work. Huh?
Yeah.
You're the laziest Mexican
There.
I've ever met.
Oh, all right. So
Lastican
let's catch up. I did get
mustard.
a comment for last week's show
Oh god.
about why we're so bright
Uh-huh.
and like we have no
Because we're
lights.
fucking angels.
No, the screen is right in front of us. I never
So.
thought about that.
Oh,
That light. Two retards, huh?
we have a big monitor out there. I keep going anyways. Well, we're moving the studio. Here in a
Yeah,
minute.
we're still building it, and
We're not building shit. We gotta be. You
so-
get out of bed before noon.
A what?
What?
I go to bed at noon.
That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's like from 6 to noon.
So you just hang out in a street corner in Compton until it's like
Compton,
noon.
no, Inglewood.
Oh, Inglewatts.
Inglewood.
Inglewots.
So, anyway, so how was your week?
Really fucking busy. Not bad at all, though. I mean, I got a lot accomplished. This sobriety thing is just there's a lot to be said for it.
You said 2 months now?
Yeah, 2 months. It's there's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and it's constructive and it's weird. It's kind of a quiet energy. It's not that chaos I've had in my head for a long time. So I'm actually doing things and moving forward with shit, which is fucking weird.
I've been hearing the comments from different people,
Oh yeah.
and they're like, yeah, he's a different person.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
I need to
lot
get
more
drunk.
focused. He's working actually. He's not just in the office drinking.
Oh no.
And I hear you're a bit of a bear.
Oh no, not yet. That's coming.
Polar bear? Or?
Oh no. Those pokey bears. How'd you do?
I was sick. Last
duh.
week's show, I was not happy. As soon as we were done, I think we were here for 10 minutes and I had to go home. I fell asleep on the way home and I went straight to bed and pretty much stayed in bed all week until Friday. I started feeling better. Saturday, went out for the first time in weeks, had dinner. And then yesterday, went to go see Junior Juggernaut.
I heard.
Crime film, which is Dennis from originally from Tigers in Cairo.
I love
his
that
new
band. I love that band. I love that band.
And then Near Beer, which is really cool.
I've not heard them.
Yeah, they're really cool indie band. It was all indie rock night, but 3 bands, and I had a blast. Bartender got me fucking wasted,
No way.
and I didn't have to pull my wallet out at all. So
Oh, so you just left your pants
it's
down?
Good to be diva.
You left your pants down and you just paid like that?
I know they were up the whole time. They were up. Yeah.
Up the crack.
There's a
All right, we got a couple health things. I know the one member of your band is kind of laid up. I hope he's doing okay. TD's gone down a little bit.
yeah, I heard. Yeah,
You know, hey, all the best, Todd. I hope you feel better.
And Mark was there last night. He's
Yeah.
doing a lot better. He's walking, which is inspiring.
Yeah.
And it was good to hang out with him. And Lewis, I still haven't seen him, but I hear he's doing well. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks we can finally get back together and get back to work.
Yeah.
Wormwood, I'm rehearsing with them, and we got a bunch of shit with him.
Like, wait a minute.
And we got a bunch of dates coming up. We got 3 shows this month, 6 shows in April, 5 in counting in May, and then already for June.
Oh no.
But I had to get back to with Johnny just to play, because I haven't played a show since we played at Doctor Strange back in October.
Wow.
And then I can't do it. I have to be on.
You need
stage.
the spotlight because you're an egomaniac.
I am. This is ego.
That's not hair. That's just something growing on your face.
But yeah, it's good. We've done a couple of comedy shows, and I've been asked to do some more.
You've been asked, or we've been asked?
We've been asked to do some more, but I've been asked for us to do some more. But the dates that they've wanted, I'm already doing shit with Wormwood. So
I forgot to turn my phone off. Who is that? That is Rebecca.
She should know better than anyone.
She should.
That on Mondays. Well, I still have friends who call me in the middle of our show.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh fuck, dude, I forgot you do a podcast. Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's that fucking good,
for watching.
I mean, I do understand that we have so many listeners right now that the clock has flipped, so it went back to 0.
Oh wow.
We have all the listeners, and then it went all the way back to 0. Because the counter on the computer only goes to 100.
Okay, that's good. That just fed
Feel
my
better?
ego.
Feel better?
That just fed my ego.
Or is it 1,000,000? I can't remember.
1,000.
That's 1,000. I'm 1,000. Yeah.
1,000 pounds?
Jesus Christ, I know her.
That makes you even look brighter. Look at you. You're like a fucking Casper. Jeez.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to turn the volume down so that our non-listeners can care.
I don't know. I don't know if that's because of us or because of our guest.
Well, he's an angel too, I've heard. He's the kind with wings,
how
though.
do you say angel in English?
Anglo. Anglican. He doesn't know how much I know. My wifey lady, his mom is English. She's from the bad side of the tracks in the Londons. The Londons. She's a huge Stones fan.
Well, I've had enough of you. Let's get him in and start chatting.
You lubed?
Huh?
What? Come on in.
All right. Thomas Harris from WageMaker, everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oi, mate.
Oi, mate.
Oi, mate.
Oi, mate.
Oh man.
I know we're supposed to keep it,
Scoot over, Gizz.
semi,
You're right.
not rude.
You're right.
It's fine. England's inherently rude. It's like a
No, it's just bad food, Keith.
yeah, some bad. Oh, you know me.
Actually, I rather like English food.
There's good English food. You want me? Oh, move
Yeah.
over. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, 2 beans on toast.
Of course.
I mean, it probably would have been easier if we moved the camera, but
Well, we don't have our support staff anymore.
yeah, our first season.
We
we
tried
had
to
about
unionize, we
5
shot 'em.
people
Yeah.
that would work, not even work with us. They just hung out. And then last year we had 2 people. One quit on St. Patrick's Day.
Who was
Sean.
that? Oh, that's right.
He quit on St. Patrick's Day for our worst interview ever.
Oh,
And
I would
then
have too.
don't worry, guys. I won't beat that today.
No.
Started a bit rough, but you know.
Well, no, nothing's rough. It's just, I mean, this is all a learning curve, right?
Exactly.
I'm
So
practicing
life is a
for when
learning.
Gizz gets married again.
what's really funny is all this shit used to be on that side, so other people could deal with it. And now I am
no.
fully the producer now, so
Yeah.
I have to take care of everything.
Does that
And
make me look younger or something?
That's a real tall ass, my friend.
I know, yeah.
I am a god, but not that kind.
Not that one.
Got a douchebaggery.
So let's get into it. I met you at I can't even remember the brewery that you guys
Okay,
played
it was. God, why can't I remember it? It's near where I live.
in Glendale.
It's kind of border of Glendale and Burbank. Why the
Uh,
Brew Yard?
The Brew Yard.
Brew
That's
Yard.
right. Yeah.
Um,
You guys played with Junior Juggernaut,
Junior Juggernaut,
which I think
and-
was the loudest show they've ever played.
really.
Yeah.
I think. Do you remember when the guy turned down his amp?
Oh, the owner.
Oh man.
Yeah, it
And then-
bartended.
Did Mike come out of his shoes ready to kill?
Yeah.
He kind of seemed like lighthearted about it at first when he thought you did it,
Yeah.
and then he figured out that it was like the.
Well, I told him who did it.
Yeah,
and
you
he
did,
got-
and then he did not
got
seem
mad.
happy.
Yeah.
We got a fucking
Last night
stoolie in
before they
here.
went on stage, he had his guitar and he was getting on stage and he comes over and he goes, "Gizz, don't fucking touch my amp." And I was like, "Whoa!" And I
Did he, have,
forgot
like,
for a
did
second.
he have two heads last night? I saw a picture. of
Yeah.
it.
What?
Yeah,
Like-
two
Is
heads.
it like
on-
an AB switch?
I don't know.
But he had
what
like
the fuck.
I couldn't see. It looked like he had one cow.
Well, he
Okay.
had two, but he blew one. Saturday.
He blows a lot of
okay.
things.
He told me that they had rehearsal on Saturday. They blew out two fucking bass cabinets and two guitar cabinets. One which was
Jesus.
his, the other
Oh,
one was the
man.
studio's.
Oh, dude, that's
So he was
rough.
like,
it seems like it was-
today.
Last year was a bad year for amps. I blew up my Randall.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I know a bunch of people like my shit just shit. It's like, really? What do you mean shit? Like it died, it's gone, it's
Yeah,
fried. Like,
yeah.
really? What the fuck? So,
Sometimes I guess the amp gods weren't happy or something.
no, they fucking weren't.
But yeah, that's where I met you.
Mhm.
I just met you tonight.
Yes,
Nice to meet you.
it's awesome.
Yeah, lovely.
Congratulations, us.
Thank you. We did it again.
We're champions of
met.
winning.
We met. And then it was Zach from Cursed Machine booked that show. There's actually a sweet story to it. He booked it on the premise it could be all ages, and the idea was my daughters and my wife were going to come to it. And then fate intervened, and my elder daughter had a sleepover she was not going to miss. This is all important rock and roll stuff.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, right. It's really rock and roll.
I mean, were there forts involved? Because there's forts involved. That's fucking
There
it.
may have been thoughts involved.
See, there you go.
So we were sleepover, and then, but I thought my younger daughter was going to come, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to come and see you, Dad." But then my younger daughter was rehearsing for a Thriller flash mob. That was really serious, so she couldn't miss that. So anyway, Jason, my bandmate, his kids came and his wife, so they got to see him play. But someday my daughters will see me play. Anyway, but Zach,
They've
booked
never
that
seen you
show.
play.
Never.
Wow.
Yeah, not by any intentional thing. I've just never got it like figured out to get to a point where they come and see me. I'm
Yeah.
too little,
Mm.
or in this case, they just blew me off for a sleepover and throw a flash.
Forts.
Yeah, forts.
Fucking forts, man.
Making
We
a fort.
went a fort day here, like all of us.
Build a fort.
Uh-huh.
Not coming out.
Uh-huh.
We've got some blankets and bed sheets. But that's where I met you. And then
I actually remember I heard you talking, I think to Wall or Mike, and I heard your accent. And I was like, as soon as I hear an English accent, I was like, I got to talk to the person.
I gotta blow this guy.
I like
Yeah, you're great,
I like
right.
Englishmen better than Americans.
It's
And
weird. We feel the same.
I just
yeah, I guess so. Feeling pretty comfortable right now. This is good.
so we started
Yeah.
talking, and then
Yeah.
just the history and
After the
everything,
races, yeah.
and we just started laughing. I remember just having
Yeah.
just a blast talking to you, and
Yeah.
a couple of days later, I was like, "Dude, next season I need you on my podcast."
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
our,
Thank
our
you.
podcast.
Our
Uh,
podcast. I was actually surprised.
It was mine for like 5 minutes today. The best 5 minutes the show's ever had in 3 years.
Oh, yeah, we finally got a listener because I'm here.
Is your phone on, or is it Rebecca,
It's
going,
Rebecca.
trying to message you through the comments? But we don't have the comments on tonight.
We should, just in case.
I don't like the comments on because then we're smaller, and I
Well,
like looking.
yeah.
I like looking.
terrified of the comments right now.
If Gizz could just have the camera on
This guy
him.
is English. He's from Wisconsin or something.
What does it say? Model it up.
That's me.
No, that's my lady.
Like,
She was our producer too.
the
She quit.
later.
That's good. That's good.
No, she didn't quit. She stopped liking you so much.
Yeah.
If you didn't notice, we definitely
We only
take
see each other
shots.
once a week, and she's
Get
like, "That's too
involved."
much."
Sometimes mystery is the key. I will
Well, don't
say.
you have like those little 1 minute egg timers? I mean, you can just be like, "Whoop,
It's
time's
right
up."
here.
Yeah.
That's why they call me the Unabomber.
Nice.
See how small
nice.
we are?
Who cares? I don't need to look at me.
I don't need a giant face. My face is already too big. You know. What I mean?
You look like regular size for an
Everything
English
else
guy.
too much. Yeah, for an English
Actually, you're
guy.
kind of big for an English dude.
Yeah, I am
You've
kind
got,
of big.
probably
I
got a
guess.
family from the north.
I have actually. My mom's
Okay.
from the north, and then she would sometimes tell me that Vikings are in the north. So when I was a kid, I was like, maybe I'm a Viking. Pretty excited about that.
Eric and I did the
I don't know if I
Ancestry.
am.
I think it was Ancestry 22 and who, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And we were making side bets. You're not from here. You're not from there. And it's,
Yeah.
I am from Scotland, England, and Wales. And that's it.
You do
My
actually.
family-
If you told me that, and I looking at you, do look.
That's it.
definitely-
They're just from walking distance.
Yeah,
Scotland, England.
they're stumbling distance. They were drunk when this happened.
Scotland, England, and Wales.
Yeah,
right.
that's it.
I grew up right next to Wales
Okay.
and went to Wales a lot. And actually, at the time, did not appreciate how cool Wales
Oh my
is.
God, the women are fucking so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Welsh women, they'll murder you in your sleep because
Yeah,
they
they're
had a
tough
bad
too.
dream.
They're tough
But
people.
Princess
Yeah,
Diana
yeah.
was Welsh, right?
look what she did.
Was she Welsh?
I don't
He's
know.
it's that weird thing where she was a princess of Wales, but she wasn't necessarily Welsh.
No.
Like they get that, like Charles was the Prince of Wales, but I don't think he was Welsh. You know what I mean?
I don't believe so either. I
Yeah.
mean, they're so
I think
inbred.
if you're a king, you know, if you're a prince,
Yeah.
I'm not going to that anyway. Whatever you get to be. Anyway, I don't think she was Welsh, but I grew up right next to Wales, and actually, there was this really amazing club in this town called Newport called TJ's,
Mm-hmm.
which took me.
I've played there.
Yeah, right. Who did you play there with?
Bad Town Boys.
Himself.
Oh,
Back in
nice.
'94.
Yeah, that's the first time I went there. I went there in '94, and I saw Shellac on the first year.
Oh fuck, that would have been out. Oh
Dude,
my
it
God.
was- that was a very formative thing. I mean, I've already was kind of into them, but seeing them live,
Yeah. What was the first show you ever saw that was kind of like that outside, like the outlier kind of punk rock, not like, you know, the Jackson 5 or some shit?
The first show I ever went, the band I ever saw live was Mudhoney with the Telescopes, and I was like 14. It was their first European tour, so it was like '98.
Oh, yeah.
And it was this place called the Bristol Beer Cellar, which was this. I wouldn't be surprised if you were coming through Europe, you might have played there. It was this weird thing in the middle of Bristol. It was supposed to be a German beer cellar, right? But it was grimy and in the middle of Bristol. And Bristol's quite a nice city, but it was like a grimy, concrete part of Bristol.
So it's a dive bar in a nice area.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. It's like it was like downtown Bristol, rebuilt post like World War II, so it was just all concrete.
Okay.
There were nice bits of Bristol, but
Mm.
for some reason, whoever the booking guy was at that club or person, they would get like I saw Mudhoney there with the telescopes opened. I remember just having my head. I was 14. I had my head blown off.
Yeah.
No understanding of what it. I knew what it was, but I didn't.
Yeah, but that sound and that crunch.
dude.
I mean, God damn.
Yeah, it was so good. And then I saw numerous other bands there. That was like a spot. Growing up next to, I grew up in a little village outside
In a
of
hut?
Bristol. In a hut.
Like Hobbit style.
Yeah, literally, it was the Shire.
The tallest Hobbit.
Yeah, I was the tallest hobbit. Yeah. That's why I had to leave. It didn't make any sense. I was too big. I couldn't fit in.
Get him out of here. We need bigger doors.
Yeah, literally, yeah. His feet are too big. But I grew up in a little village. But then Bristol was the nearest big city to me, and I think because it was a university city, for some reason, like in the late 80s, early 90s, and probably still to this day, like all this stuff came through, and a lot of it was a lot of the American, for want of a better word, like post-punk, post-hardcore.
Yeah.
Like the Mudhoney was the first band I saw there. There was some tie-in to a lot of those Seattle bands at that specific club, the Beer Cellar. I saw Nirvana.
Because it was dirty.
Yeah, because it was yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a weird, dirty German cellar. I saw Nirvana there right when they were about to get really big in the UK.
No.
Um,
That was 98?
no, that
I
was
say that had to be like 94, 96.
that was 91.
Because they broke open wide in 92, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right. I think Nevermind had come out in the UK. They played like that year. I saw them at the Reading Festival, which that's like
Mhm.
London, and they were like second on the bill or something, and they were awesome. It was super
Yeah.
fun. But yeah, I saw them in the Beer Cellar. I mean, I was a little bit too young to have seen them before. Oh, I probably could have. But that club, I saw Soundgarden at that club.
Wow.
So Tad was amazing.
Tad's
Oh,
fantastic,
Tad was
dude.
like, that was drop me. I remember I was a fan. I went to see him. It was on my 16th birthday, and I had that moment of like, listening to them. I liked it. It rocked. They were fun, but they never took themselves too seriously. You know?
Yeah.
But then I saw them live, and it was a whole different animal. They were like so good, like so heavy, so tight, and they didn't have the original drummer Steve Weeden or Weed. They had this Ray Washam, who was like in the Big Boys.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He was just his one tour or something. I think he was like
All right.
went on to be in Ministry. I think he was in Rape Man too. Like the guy, the guy's amazing. They had him playing drums. I mean, I loved the original guy, but that was so good. So yeah, a lot of really good music came through Bristol.
I was gonna say that sounds like a really cool education, kind of coming up at that age.
Yeah, the one thing I kind of looking back at it, I kind of regret is that it was all American bands. There weren't a lot of English bands I listened to. You know what I mean?
When did the kind of Manchester thing with like Charlatans UK, Black Grave? When did that happen? That was just after that, right?
That was 88, 89.
Yeah.
That stuff was
Stone Roses.
That stuff was really big. I actually went to university in this place called Preston, which, funnily enough, Henry Rollins once said was the worst place he ever went to with Black Flag. There's another deeper story to that too, but
yeah,
when I went there, it was lovely. I think when he went there, it was like 1918, depressed like Northern Milltown. When I went there, it was like lovely university town. It was like bad fun, but I was right outside Manchester, so I did spend a certain amount of time in Manchester. Right at the rise of Oasis, so that was another strange angle to it. You know what I mean? Like everyone was a professional Mancunian at that point. But
Oasis, never heard of them.
Yeah, some band. They played the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny?
I wanted.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was Oasis.
I wanted to like him more than I did, and I just was like, okay.
They, for an indie band, and also actually that Stone Roses. I like the Stone Roses. I liked.
They were terrible live, though.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Terrible live.
They have an incredibly difficult time making a second record or something.
They did make a second record, and it was.
Yeah.
But I mean, God, that first album was something else.
Yeah, no, it was really good. And there was a band called the Inspiral Carpets. Did they ever make it over here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fun.
Inspiral Carpets. Yeah, I remember them. God, I'm trying to remember who I saw them with somebody. There was a movement here with that kind of second Manchester wave, or whatever you want to call it, where it was a little bit more underground.
Yeah. And Inspiral Carpets, they were on kids TV and stuff. They got press, but they seemed a little more peculiar in a good way, more peculiar than the Stone Roses, than Oasis. Actually, I think this is true. Story about Oasis. When Noel Gallagher was a roadie for the Inspiral Carpets. He went to this themed indoor water park near where I grew up called Oasis. Oh, and I remember going there for kids' birthday parties. Now it's an English indoor water park, so
it's very bright.
Yeah, it's bright and it's got a wave machine, and that's it.
And everybody's just reflective.
Yeah, it's nothing compared to water parks over here. But I remember going there as a kid for birthday parties. But apparently that was the inspiration for Oasis, the band name. I don't know. That's what I heard.
I was really pretty heavy into the scooter scene at that point, so. That was everywhere.
What scene, sorry?
The scooter scene.
Oh, yeah, right. That makes sense. Yeah, completely.
It was everywhere. It was everywhere. And I was like, they're just so fucking whiny. Like ultra misogynistic whining just drives me nuts.
It was, a weird combination of tough guy, whiny.
Yeah, I'll kick your ass. No, you fucking won't.
The singer say that they were bigger than God and the
Beatles.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the ego was on 10.
I like him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
God,
taking notes from this guy. It's just how you get.
So I booked you a slot. You're playing drums for U2 now.
I heard a story one time. Dave Grohl, I guess they were playing with U2 at some show, and Dave Grohl said, "You know what? You never trust a drummer who has a fucking floor tom on the opposite side. Like if you have two floor toms side by side, he goes, never trust a drummer like
really? That." I like that. I don't know why, but I like the idea of it.
Yeah, me too.
I think I've heard people talk about I remember I used to play with a drummer, and he talked about you would never play with a bassist who had a 5-string bass. If it was more than 4 strings, that was it. It's not.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm too incompetent to play more than 4 strings.
I mean, if I see, I won't pick up a 5-string bass, but when Stuart Ham does, I pay attention.
Right? Yeah. There's obviously people who play it. And they sound great. You know
what I mean? But what are those other 2 strings? What are these for?
Really low or really high.
The bass players that have 6 strings or 8 strings, and their necks are
I've never
so
seen
huge.
I think I've seen those. It seems
redundant,
very difficult,
and ridiculous.
I mean, these can play 4.
Yeah, that's about it. I can barely play 4. Never use this. Use this or no.
Oh, I Entwistle it up.
Sorry.
Entwistle.
Entwistle is the master, or one of the masters.
One of my old bass players, he was very proud to say that he couldn't play any other song except the band songs. Like he
Really?
never played a cover. You know, it's just like I know our songs.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the best with covers, but I do try and play, mess around with stuff. You know what I mean?
It's actually really important. I kind of felt that way when I was younger as well. Like I don't want to play a bunch of covers, start selling somebody.
Yeah.
And as I matured and played more and more, it's like, God, I wish I knew how to play that.
Right.
And like kind of got that not inspiration, but just the little bit of hook and the little bit of thing there.
Yeah, clearly. Actually, honestly, sometimes I want to write something. I have an idea in my mind. Like I'll start with like, oh, I wonder what that bass part was. I mean, Shellac's a really good example because I like love the bass part. I mean, all of that thing. I'm like, okay, I like that. How did they do that? And I don't know. That's been with someone like Bob Weston. It's simple, but it's not simple.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you take that as a foundational thing, and then like riff off that, and then make something yourself. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think I heard a story about the Stranglers when they wrote Peaches. They wanted to write a reggae song, but they wrote Peaches. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing.
But they pulled something from somewhere and it wound up as this.
Yeah, completely. I love the idea about like I was going to try and do this, and then I get something else. You know what I mean? And I think that there's something just in general in creativity which I personally, I never think it kind of falls out of the sky. You're inspired by something. You're interested in something, but then you kind of in the best way possible, how you mangle it almost is when it gets really good. Yeah. And sometimes being true, just me personally, if you're a little bit too purist about like, I want to replicate this thing.
Right. Then it becomes different.
Yeah. It kind of gets a bit, and I think just the way I'm wired and my lack of patience or skill means it never quite goes that way. Or if it does, I didn't quite intend it.
Right. And there's a lot of songs like you'll hear like a Jane's Addiction song and you'll play it and it sounds right. Somebody like, that's not how that actually went. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not how the song actually goes. You're like, what are you talking about? That's the same song. Like, nope, not even kind of. Like, okay, enlighten me. It's like, I don't understand what you're saying. And then you see the way that it was actually written. You're like, oh, fuck, that leads to a lot more avenues.
Yeah.
I really dig like the podcasts where the host is a guitar player and he has other guitar players on. Oh man, I remember being 16 and I learned your song, and then look at that. That's not even remotely how it's done.
Yeah.
And then they get the guitar and they're like, see, it's this and this and this. And they're like, whoa, no way.
Yeah.
Because that's how you get the sound,
Yeah, like a weird nuance.
Yeah.
Or sometimes just purely how you play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
There is, and I mean, you probably know this as well. Like you can hear a musician that you've listened to a lot over your life in a different band sometimes.
Yeah, completely. Like their sound is someone's picked up on that thing.
Yeah.
Like someone else.
Oh, no, I mean the actual musician.
Oh,
I've done them like that's not the original bass player. That's so and so.
There was one night you and I were hanging out, and you're like, dude, that's REM.
Oh yeah, it was Hindu Love Gods.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, dude, fascinating. But dude, how did you figure it out? Because it's a different singer. How did you?
It's Warren Zevon with REM.
He already knew. Like, wow, that's to me.
You can just hear Peter Buck and what he picks.
Yeah, like certain things that someone does, which is, sometimes I guess it's like their intentional signature, but sometimes it really is something that's almost like, well, it's not say beyond their control, but like the thing they just gravitate to.
What's interesting, it's like Geddy Lee, you don't mistake his voice at all. I couldn't tell you what his bass sounds like at all.
Really?
Well, he plays such a jazz style and so low down in the background and so smooth. He's a great bass player.
Yeah.
But it's his vocals that stand out because he just sounds like he's being choked by a fucking mutant chicken.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's actually weird too when you have like a vocalist musician. I usually think that sometimes the two things go together, but not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes stuff gets.
I mean, if you heard Paul Westerberg play a guitar song and not sing, could you tell it was him?
I don't know. That's a good point.
I'd be like, that sounds familiar, but as soon as he sang, I know exactly who he is.
Yeah. Or think about like Tom Araya, bass and vocals. Like his vocals are so the thing.
Yeah.
Like his bass obviously an important part of Slayer, but his vocals are like the thing I think about when I think about Tom Araya.
Yeah. To me, being a singer is one of the things that I wanted to do as a singer was have my own identity. Not like, because in the 90s, everybody sounded like either Mike Ness or Fat Mike. Fat Mike Ness.
There was that, Fat Mike Ness.
It was like.
Well, no, there was also Alice in Chains.
Yeah,
everybody did that voice modulation.
Yeah.
But every scene had that. You know,
Yeah.
you had your California, so you had
Yeah.
these two. You know, up
Yeah.
up in Seattle or Pacific
Yeah.
Northwest, everybody had that.
I was referencing Stone Gossard one day, like his guitar sound, like which song? You know, there was. I was like, oh, I know that one.
Yeah, that's the sound I wanted.
Yeah,
In
that
the
on that
guitar.
song, that guitar, that's what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
What really fascinated me and really got me into like punk rock in the 80s was all the English bands. Like,
Yeah.
Like GBH, Broken Bones,
Yeah.
Discharge, all those
Yeah.
bands, they had their unique sound and they had unique voices.
Yeah,
know?
no, but
Crass,
they did actually. Yeah,
Rudimentary,
Yeah.
all these bands.
Rudimentary particularly. I think about
Absolutely.
That's such
Citizen
a hard-
Fish.
Citizen Fish is another. Yeah, I remember the first time I heard the Subhumans, and they were kind of near where I grew up, and there was something about them where it's almost like, is it in my mind? Like, is this a punk band in a good way? Because I was a kid,
Yeah.
and you get used to those kind of like, from a kid perspective. Adults do it too. But this kind of rigid, like this is punk,
Right.
And they were something musically, they were definitely punk, but visually they did not look
Right.
like they were punk.
All right, so that leads to the Buzzcocks. Were the Buzzcocks an oi
Right.
band or not? Were they more of a like kind of a
wow.
new wave? Like everybody like kind of refers in my circles like, yeah, Buzzcocks are an oi band. I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean,
I would never think about them being
Lower
down
class
to
brats,
90%.
yeah.
Sorry.
big business, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Or the business,
the business, the
Cox Bar.
First Cox Bar.
But
I actually have a funny thing with all that. I think, well, one, I guess go back to the Buzzcocks. I don't think of them as an oi band, but they could be an oi band. Do you know what I mean?
if they sped it up and got a little louder guitar, it
Yeah.
could kind of function
it
that
could
way.
be the vocals, and I love the two.
Oh yeah.
The two vocal approaches. There's one that is maybe more traditionally oi in one sense, more aggressive, but then the classic one.
Yeah.
And my mind is blanking on which one. Which guy?
I don't remember, but I mean, they were
Steve
almost
Shelley, right?
there. You go.
Yeah.
He died a couple years ago. Yeah.
And that also was the charm of it. The Buzzcocks were another weird band. I actually kind of thinking about growing up and hearing music in the UK, right? I got into, I guess initially it was like AC/DC, then I got into Iron Maiden, and then I just kind of got into Slayer and Metallica, and then this weird jump into like grindcore.
Yeah.
Because it was just like readily available. And it kind of dawned on me at the time. It was like, it was on, like John Peel had it on the radio, Napalm Death, like on
Yeah.
TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was an interesting jump from like punk to hardcore punk DRI, and then we get into thrash, and that's when that whole thing really opened up wide. And like I said earlier, I was listening to WageMaker. I'm like, this is not what I expected. I love it. I mean, I can hear Color Haze, Gojira, like there's all that stuff in there. I'm like, this Red Fang. I'm like, this is fucking really good.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of went. There's I guess there's a whole like there's an evolution there.
Yeah.
But with that grindcore stuff, I had this thing. I was listening to it, and it was very aggressive. And then I started hearing stuff like The Descendants and like more melodic stuff, and it was almost like I could have listened to the Buzzcocks and heard this ahead of time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then hearing that stuff, it felt like hearing things like The Descendants. It felt incredibly new, even though it came from a very like classical place.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then kind of that led me into not them specifically, but then kind of the sub pop stuff, which is almost like I kind of felt like with the grindcore stuff. I went to this point. I was still a kid. So
I mean, I can see going from like X-Ray Specs to Bikini Cult like that.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
You know?
There's this melodic quality to it. It's catchy. It's fun. It has energy. And then kind of getting to that, and then getting to sub pop stuff. You know.
But coming out of grindcore, I mean, I've gotten more and more into hardcore and stuff like that as I've gotten older. So to see you go the other direction is kind of odd. It's like, wait, you started liking like softer stuff like
yeah, literally, yeah, kind of. And but then similar things going back to this was also a very like naive young way. I was a teenager. I didn't really know. But then, and I'd actually argue now, one of the great things is, I think as a kid, it felt like, I don't want to say music had an expiration date, but you know what I mean? It felt like, oh, this genre is like, if it's like 2 years before I start listening to music, I don't really care, you know, or I can't engage with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think those oi bands had that recently where they were only essentially active probably 5 years before I started buying music, being interested in music. But when I first heard them, they seemed like they were from like 1960s.
Right. I can see it.
Really
almost bubblegummy.
No, not even bubblegummy, just different.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, and then and I guess I'd argue this is the joy of things like we can stream music, we can find music. Stuff isn't that hard to get hold of anymore, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Right. It's a whole thing.
I've had this conversation like a lot in the last couple of weeks with
Right.
people.
Yeah.
It's like but you can go back and you can listen to that, and I'm like, man, they're like, no, foreskins are amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my
Sparrows
God.
are amazing. You
Blitz.
know, it's like, like, and
Fuck.
Blitz is so
Oh,
weird
dude.
because Blitz goes from what, and I didn't even know that much Blitz, but Blitz goes from one thing to something
Yeah.
very different.
Mhm.
I feel like only recently people really want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I maybe have for a while, but in my limited knowledge, you know, and there's that too, when you have bands that are so tied into a specific genre, but then they become like become this like, oh, then try and be a pop band.
Right.
Try and be a new wave band, you know? And at the time, everyone was like not happy.
But
But now it's like, wow, this is so amazing. It's such an odd thing, you know?
It's like the story with Goo Goo Dolls. They're a punk band. when
Right.
they
Oh my God,
started,
yeah.
And then they're like, there's way too many guys that are so we need to start writing more ballads because we want more
Yeah.
shit. But at least they were honest about it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there was
We want more chicks at our
Yeah.
shows, so
Yeah,
let's write
Yeah.
softer stuff, ballads, and
Yeah.
it worked. Now look
Yeah.
one of the fucking biggest
Just
bands.
the
Yeah.
Screaming Trees went through that when the Connors brothers went to Lanigan and they were like, hey, we kind of want to come write a commercial album and make some money at some point. He's like, okay. And then he just did. And it's like, fuck, you just like that. You know, and he did. He just was like, okay.
Yeah. No, I mean,
But he's a special case.
yeah, those guys are it's kind of like magic in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the brothers, him as a singer,
Oh, yeah.
it was kind of even, I don't know, from the beginning, it was kind of a you know what I mean? They were onto something.
There was a bunch of those during that time. And I mean, and from all over the world. I mean, do you remember
Yeah.
Corner Shop?
Oh, actually, you know what? Where I went to university was where Corner Shop.
No
They
shit.
weren't from there, but they formed in Preston.
Uh-huh.
And I was friends with this guy, Dave, who played drums in Corner Shop. And it was
Wow.
always weird things. It was right when I went to university in Preston, they blew up.
Yeah.
And they were,
So I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It was really kind of at that moment, like, and you know, you say stuff like bad administration, good music. We were in the Bush years.
yeah.
And suddenly we got this like
Yeah.
smattering of like really amazing shit. That was like,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I still say that the most underrated band of the '90s was Blind Melon
Mm.
to come out of Seattle. Anyways,
Yeah.
they were way better than people give them credit
Yeah,
for. They got
yeah.
1-2 radio hits, and that was it
Well,
Yeah.
there was a reason for that.
because they were really good.
And then the
Well, yeah, Shannon
Right,
Hoon
right.
died about the heroin thing.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny too when you have, particularly like I guess Seattle would be a good example. You have like a genre or a scene that takes off, and you have like hallmarks of it that everyone.
Yeah,
I know it's funny like they're a band like Nirvana or Soundgarden or Tad. They kind of were their own unique thing,
Mhm.
right? But then they become the thing that everyone wants to emulate. But they also become the benchmark that other people in that world they're on the same level of quality, but they're not doing that. You know what I mean? And sometimes that kind of, I don't know. I don't think they get the same.
I think Sharif is rolling over right now.
a friend of ours.
he's an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
He is a music encyclopedia,
And
and I mean,
he's-
not kidding.
He's much younger than us. And he
Yeah.
is just
Losing it right now.
he was 14 when he sang on one of my records.
Oh wow!
And I actually had to call him up like, dude, I need your help on something. Like I need a backing vocal and I can't figure it out, And
Yeah.
his mom drove him to the studio.
Oh, that's
Mom.
right.
He comes in and he listens to the song once. He goes, I think I know what you want. And he goes in there, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I'm like, whoa, that just made the song.
Well, now I'm
Can you do
good.
that 15, 16 times?
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
From different positions, but it might.
Yeah. And I mean, the kid is just a hit
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
He plays for Alice Bag now. And,
Oh wow!
and he's played for several other bands. And
Yeah. Well, I think there's something too when if you grow up with a certain genre of music, or in general, and you kind of take that in, and you can then communicate it back out. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
I can take lots of music in, I can't communicate it back out. You know what I mean? But like there are people who can do that in a good way, like not just they're not just gonna. Oh, what's the word? They're not just going to recreate. They're going to take it and put it on something else,
Yeah.
mix it into something else.
Yeah. Now, what got you into bass?
I had a friend called Phil. There's actually a song named after him on the record out. He was way more musical than me, and he said he was going to get a guitar. We kind of become friends. We were about 13, 14. So I'm going to get a guitar, and I was like, I'm going to get a bass then. And we tried to form a band, and it didn't really do anything. But he did go on to have bands. But that was it. And I was like, all right, I like the bass. And then I'd go through that period of like trying to hear bass players. And for a long time, particularly in the 80s with, Metallica is a great example.
Yeah.
Well, not with Cliff Burton, but
I was
with
saying.
like Newstead, like there's no bass. Or, I love AC/DC, but the bass is like ghost bass.
Yeah, it's just like,
which I kind of love in a different way.
Right.
It was like Van Halen. Like,
yeah.
What was the bass player's name?
Oh, Michael Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was pretty much playing with the bass drum, like thumping with the bass drum, which I never really dug, but I did love their sound, their theatrics, and just the maniac that David Lee Roth was.
Diamond Dave.
And then not being a guitar player, you listen to the genius behind Eddie. And it was just like, wow, this
that's the magic that stands out front.
It did.
I mean, I guess even think about the bass there, like for the tradition of like the a band member who doesn't quite take it all, but the bass players are usually in the back.
But it was bands like All and Descendants, Carl
Yeah.
Alvarez, running bass, like, oh my god, like this can be musical, and like so many great bands.
It's hard to even quantify when that changed, because I mean the bass is a rhythm instrument. It's supposed to be in the background. And at some point, it became very melodic. And I think that's when it got better and better. I mean,
like a perfect example, a band that I really, and everybody knows that I really don't like is Rancid. But
Matt Freeman.
His bass playing is just like,
he's great.
I can't, like, if a song comes on, I gotta listen to it because it's like, oh man, this is actually, it's really good. But I just, the snotty round coming in.
The band I'm practicing right now is, we're going to play this Rancid song. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, okay, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right there. Like, what's the fucking root? Because this, I'm like, you give me 6 months and I'll get 4 of those notes.
I saw a video on YouTube. I think it was last night. It was the evolution of bass in punk rock, and it's a bass player. He's playing, I think, a Rancid song, but he's playing the root notes, and it says roots. And then the next one is fifths, then thirds, and then, like, I can't remember what the last phrase was, but it was just like
Matt Freeman.
And it was just like, wow, man, like that's kind of like what punk, like like GBH, Ross is playing.
Oh my god,
like, was it the harmony of what he was doing against Jock's guitar? But it stood out. You could hear the notes and the melody behind him. And that's, I think, what drew me to GBH. Is one of my very first bands that I was like, this is what I want to do. And then the drums, it was just, they were simple. And I was a simple drummer at the time because I was young. And it just, that was great. But I think what changed punk rock for me was Bad Brains. Because everybody could play. Everybody had their sound, and they were excellent at what everybody was doing. That hardcore drums that I'd never heard, like that, like that doubles on the kick, and it wasn't double bass. It was just, it was amazing. That changed. At least for me, it changed punk rock. Like, now there's the bar.
Right.
Now who's gonna,
Mike Watt.
I mean, I would agree. I feel Bad Brains was something, again, in the UK, it took me a little bit longer to get to them, but I did. But that does feel like something that kind of fell out of the sky. You know what I mean? There's other stuff that's really amazing that you can kind of get a sense of where it came from. The Bad Brains.
It was so visceral and so primal. It was like, wow.
Yeah. And it just with the energy, it is, I mean, obviously they're all amazing players. And I don't know, that is a band where I'm like, how did they get to that?
I think it's because they cared
from and who they are. And, who would have ever expected, these 3 black guys to define what punk rock is now.
I think I'm just hearing that they like the Sex Pistols. Does not sound like the Sex Pistols.
No.
I love the Sex Pistols. I love that record, but it's not that. It's like, it really does feel like kind of fell out of the sky. And I never feel that way about, in a good way. I would think, I love listening to something that feels really unique, but like, oh, I can hear that now.
Exactly. Like, Like,
I
mean, even Sonic Youth, like, it's like, okay, Yeah, I see where that kind of evolved from.
Yeah,
But
completely.
then but Bad Brains evolution too, to where they were the punk hardcore band, and all of a sudden they became this reggae,
yeah.
band,
Yeah.
and it was just like whoa. And then the ballads like "Sacred Love"
Yeah.
on Quickness. I mean, that song, just the history behind the song and the stories I've heard about, it's just amazing, and just that radio voice and the desperation.
Yeah.
As a singer, to me, HR was just like. And then it just is athleticism.
Yeah, well, dude,
you're doing backflips, and
they were the Globetrotters of punk rock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like you visually. I never got to see Bad Brains later. I saw Bad Brains with the second singer at a big music festival. So not the same experience.
I got to see him at the Country Club.
Oh man.
In mid '80s.
Oh man.
Or no, probably late '80s. I think it was the Quickness tour.
But just his physicality.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them are.
Have you ever heard of he's a newer artist, Kenny Hoopla?
No.
He's a black kid, and he does the backflips. He's very melodic punk rock. Wow. And I think he's got something to do with what's that? Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Crowd and Travis Barker.
I don't know much about, but I know what it is. I don't know.
But this guy, Kenny Hoopla, amazing vocals.
Yeah.
But one of the first songs video I saw on YouTube, this kid's doing the backflips like HR. I was like, whoa, man.
Well, prior to that, man, it was Toots and the Maytals. Toots was doing the standing backflips on the stage. Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, you get to the physicality of Jesus Christ, what's his foot? It's a Man's World.
Oh, James Brown.
James Brown.
Yeah, dude, James Brown.
That stuff, like that physicality exists. It was like, fuck, these
I've
guys
done
are
one
so
backflip
hardcore.
off the stage, but I fell.
Yeah. So you slipped on a banana peel?
No, beer can.
Uh-huh.
I actually have this. This is just purely my theory, but my theory is there's a comparison between James Brown and what was his band?
I don't remember the name.
I can't recall now, but JB's or whatever it was, his band, right?
Yeah.
And the Jesus Lizard.
Oh yeah.
In the sense of this super tight rhythmic thing that's like just locked in, like there's no messing around. And then this guy who just, and this is not a diss to James Brown or David but this guy who's just going off on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's completely free form, and there's a physicality. I mean, two very different people, obviously, but there's, in my mind, I think about that. I don't know, like this really tight, but still like organic and amazing band, but it's locked in. And then this person on top of it who's just something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's almost beatnik like. It's like that jazz that came out of Gillespie and Monk. Like, you guys play exactly this and leave me alone, and then
let me
go to town.
Yeah. And that doesn't always work. You know what I mean?
No, it does not.
In the context of that, with James Brown, who is obviously was one in a million.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So what's your rig? What do you play through?
I play through way too much stuff, and it's getting more and more painful to move around. But I play through an 810 Ampeg.
Is that the refrigerator?
This is
Jesus Christ.
When he saw me, it was reduced because I was trying to do some different things. But it's an 810 Ampeg with a Sun Coliseum.
Wow.
That's half of it. Then the other thing is 2 Ampeg 15s, which I can never get the right sound out of them. If they didn't have distortion, it would sound awful.
Yeah.
They're always like just making horrible sounds. And I'm not even doing anything that crazy. Well, I drop tune mildly. I tune down one step.
Okay.
But then I have these 2 15s with a Gallagher Kruger 800 RB.
Nice.
Because of Jesus Lizard.
Yeah.
Which probably is not the head I should be using for what I'm trying to do, but I've made it do something I wanted.
Right. That's what Tom plays through. Tom Bone from Butt Trumpet.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
That head is like that,
They're magic.
Yeah. And as a kid, again, back to bass players, when I heard the Jesus Lizard, or specifically the album Go, and David Sims is bass playing, I was like, oh, that is amazing. Yeah. And then it took me a while to realize that actually David Sims is amazing, but a lot of it came from JJ Bernal, John Jack, from the Stranglers. Like if you listen to that, it's not the same, but there's a lot. I think tone wise,
right,
different rigs, but there's a thing there. JJ Bernal's bass playing. It's gone through different periods, but the initial Strangler stuff is so like up front. And I heard some story that initially Hugh Cornwall didn't really sing and play guitar simultaneously. I don't know if that's true or not. No offense to Mr. Cornwall, because he's a great guitarist, great singer. But the bass and obviously the keyboards were meant to really kind of drive it along, but the bass particularly.
Okay.
And then I used load of pedals.
700 pedals.
700 pedals that never worked properly.
Oh.
I was confused.
I look at people's pedal boards. I'm like, how do you fucking know which one does what? Like,
it's not 700.
it's 680.
Yeah, thank you. And I'll regularly not plug them in properly, and I can't play. No,
We played a show. My old band Lazlo's place. We played at the Troubadour, and it was the Independent Music World Series, and so it was all like, the bigger bands of '97, and the band that went on after us. His pedal board literally was the size of this table, and it was like a rainbow, like that. And he stood in the middle of it, and I was like, "Dude, this guy, like me and my cymbals. I'm famous for having 8, 10 cymbals.
Yeah.
And most drummers say, dude, you're not even going to use the cymbals." And then after the show, like, wow, you used all the cymbals.
Yeah.
But I was the same way watching this kid, play guitar. I was like, dude, this guy, like, literally, like 100 pedals or maybe 200.
Did he make them all work?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was like, he was like dancing because he was stepping on different pedals and getting different sounds. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, he did use everything that he was on that board, but it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like you had to have 2 guys in the road crew just to put it on the fucking stage. And the case for it was like, it was the lighting. It was like a lighting rig.
Oh God!
It was a coffin. And I was like, oh my God! Like, Jesus.
So how many do you play through? Roughly.
Okay, so it's quite simple actually. No, I can't do that. I split a signal, and I do the GK. I play through. I use a compressor, which I thought might help with the horrible sounds to get out of my 15s, but it doesn't. It's fine. I use an octave pedal to kind of make it sound like a guitar. Definitely Jared from Big Business, Carp, all that stuff. Melvins has been an inspiration and influence. So octave pedals really got a lot to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ran it into the wonderfully named Hyper Metal, which is S.3, which everyone talks smack about, but I really like. And it's just, it's a guitar. It was basically the next, after the HM2, which is cool, there was this thing, which people talk smack about, but I like it. And then I get a kind of guitar tone, again, through the wrong head, the GK, because it's a solid state head, but I get kind of a guitar tone through that. The octave pedal has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Then through the Coliseum, I have, what do you call it? Dunlop, MXR.
The noise gate?
Not the noise. No, God forbid, never a noise gate.
Like, I want it louder.
I should get a noise gate. Everyone would wish they got a noise gate. I have,
I have
EQ
one.
pedal, which again, I feel like I just do things like I like this, but I think it's like the worst thing I could probably do for my amp.
Did you just like take notes?
I do take notes.
Okay.
Or pictures on my phone. I then look at and I'm
right.
Like, is that right? Or I'll spend like a week adjusting it. And then I'm like back to where I was before. Like, this doesn't sound right.
Oh my
Do you have
God.
to adjust between songs too?
No, God forbid. No, that would be like shoot myself, or someone else in the band would, Jason, my drummer, would kill me. And then I run that into either an HM2 pedal, or what I use a lot is the Cloven Hoof by what is it? Earthquaker Devices.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that do?
It's a fuzz pedal.
Okay.
Just a really burly fuzz pedal.
Have you ever heard of the band Crash Karma?
No.
They're really good.
They're really good friends of ours, and
yeah.
I've known Ralph, the guitar player, for fucking many years. He actually plays bass for Wieso, the German punk band, because he's originally from Germany.
Okay.
And he's on tour with them right now, as a matter of fact. But
what is Wieso? I'm trying to.
Wieso, it's like it's Wizzo, but
it's
German.
Oh, it's Wieso.
Wieso.
W's or V's.
I think I have heard of Crash Karma. Do they have any connection to Mondo Generator? Or is that something?
No.
Oh, Karma to Burn. Something else.
But Ralph, he actually he's got a guitar, and he's got 2 pickups on it. One is a bass pickup, but it only has the top string. Is the bass. Yeah, and then all the other 5 strings are the guitar. Yeah. And he's got 2 inputs in it. And, I believe he's the one.
Yeah,
he invented it and had it custom made for him.
I think he actually made his first one himself.
His wife plays
drums and sings.
They're just a 2-piece as well.
Oh, that's right.
But the way he plays that is just.
I gotta say, I'm always jealous of guitarists in 2 pieces, because I feel like a guitarist, partly my
free.
I can kind of like tweak it.
Yeah.
like what's that band? Eagle Twin. Those guys. They're from Utah.
Well, that says a lot.
There you go. There's a lot of stuff. There's a drummer and a guitarist, and the guitarist is guy he has an amazing name. Gentry Densley.
Oh.
Gentry. He was in Iceburn, like an old hardcore band.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was in Iceburn. He's a great player. I mean, they're both of those guys are musicians, but he does that similar thing where he's able to take maybe a similar thing to what you just described. Take a signal and make it into basically, here's a bass.
Yeah.
Here's my guitar, and it sounds right. You know what I mean?
There was a band that we were discussing earlier that we shouldn't discuss, but
yes,
a two-piece band.
They did
And
that
I think
very
that
well.
was the very first time I'd ever seen a two-piece like hardcore band.
Yeah, no, I actually just playing shows with that band discussed that with the guitarist, and he broke it down in a super simple way.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't I do the reverse of this with a bass? You know what I mean? Like,
But you can.
so weird.
But you need 6 strings.
Yeah, there you go.
Or like you get the double.
And learn to play properly.
There's that. I mean, does anybody know how to play properly except for 12-year-olds anymore?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
12-year-old Asian kids.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Shit.
The child prodigy will kill you.
I watched some of the stuff on YouTube. I'm like, I quit.
Yeah,
I'm over it. Like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And there's a lot of like not new, because I'm sure they existed before, but like odd tunings. And I'm like, why would you do that?
yeah.
We're just like, play these easier. And I'm like, but do you play an entire show? Like, why do you have 5 guitars? I had one when I was a kid and it didn't work right.
Yeah. I mean,
And he started from playing violin.
Yeah.
from playing violin.
Yeah.
You play violin?
Well, no, most Asian kids start violin, and all of a sudden, at 10 years old, they become a guitar. You know.
Oh, I can see. Yeah. Is that true?
Virtuoso.
Or is it like playing the piano? If you can play a piano, you can
That's
do
a load
anything,
of
right?
shit. That is a complete load of shit. There's nothing at all about that is true.
Really? Okay.
I mean,
You
okay,
remember the
you
guitar
can
player?
learn
I
to
can't play
read.
piano, but-
You can learn to read music on the piano easier than any other instrument. It's
Okay.
laid out linear the way it's laid out.
Yeah.
So here's your middle C, and you can branch off.
Yeah.
So you can learn to actually sight read better from a piano than you can a guitar because it's all crunched into a different pattern.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can then learn to play. I learned how to play the piano, and now I play the oboe and the bagpipe. So fuck you. No, it doesn't work like that. You'd never know what a grace note is to save your fucking life with a piano.
I want a band like that. Piano, oboe,
Bagpipes,
instrumental.
instrumental. Okay.
I want to be in the band that's
Is there a didgeridoo involved?
I think very just be somber like songs at wakes. That's all it is. It's just like sad music.
Oh man, Eric still is the best band ever.
What was that?
The warm-ups.
The warm-ups.
They just warm up.
Oh no!
Dude, he was actually telling the story that it's about a band that goes on stage and they spend about a half hour like putting up all the
Tuning and
instruments,
warming up.
and then they introduce themselves and then just unplug.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah.
Like the warm-ups. That's fucking brilliant.
That is genius.
He also decided to only adopt pregnant 17-year-olds, so when they have their baby, he can just be a grandfather without any of the work. He's got a very specific sense of humor.
He has.
Oh.
Into being a grandparent.
Do you remember the guitar player? Was it Michelangelo? He had the double neck guitar.
Oh God.
What was he in?
He played in a bunch of stuff, didn't he?
Was he in? Okay, was he in that terrible like 80s horror metal movie called Shock and Dead?
That sounds about right. Wasn't he
like-
Purple
the chairs
Panther or
up-
something too?
What's that?
Like Purple Panther or something like that?
Not Steel.
Shock and Dead's an amazing
Not
movie.
Steel
by the way.
Panther.
Everyone should go and watch it.
I watched Space Truckers the other night. Bad idea. Wow. It's like I'm just sitting here. Why am I can change the channel.
No, you can't. You got to finish watching it now.
bad.
I do that. I do it quite frequently. I there's so much stuff you. Okay, not sound like an old man, but so much stuff now you could stream.
Oh yeah.
Legit real shows.
Mm.
No, I'm gonna watch the Rockford Files for like months on end. You know.
I am very.
I'll start mash over every now and then. Like
Seriously, don't.
I have to watch like comedies. Like I don't like serial dramas.
Yeah.
I have to watch comedies, but it's like I'll spend like 4 or 6 months watching the same show over and over. Like it was My Name is Earl.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Tacoma FD.
Yeah.
Mom.
oh
Mom. It
God.
just reminds me of
What's
my
Mom?
life. It's a mom and a daughter. They're both alcoholics, so they go to AA all the time.
Who is it? Allison Janney?
No,
Who's,
the daughter is Anne. What was her name? Anne.
And Frank.
Anne Ferris.
Oh, okay, right.
Blonde.
Just keep the TV really low.
Mom, I
So
can't
many
remember her
questions
name, but it reminds me because just the way that they bitch at each other. It's like
Yeah.
my mom and I. We have the same kind of relationship.
Yeah.
What's
So-
the one with William H. Macy? Is it William H. Macy? He plays like the alcoholic dad with the daughter.
What's it?
It's kind of newish. It's like
Tell us-
It's based on an English show, right?
I think so.
Probably.
Didn't that the kid who's now a big star with the bear started on it, right?
I think so.
What's it called?
Is it-
Shameless.
Shameless is that's so
Yeah,
good. Oh
yeah.
my god.
Shameless was a British show originally,
Yeah.
and it was set in Manchester.
Well, so was The Office.
Okay, The Office.
Still not a good show anywhere.
I did Ricky Gervais.
Really? Do you
I
guys-
love Ricky Gervais.
And I don't know. I've never worked in that kind of an environment, so I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
fuck you. Like, if they did one about construction, the stupid crap I do, I'd be like, this is great. Who's getting nailed to what next?
Yeah. Why isn't this thing measuring correctly?
Yeah, right. Who cut this
Figured this
down?
all out, and now it's wrong.
That is constant in my life.
No. The Office was actually set in this place called Swindon, right next to where I grew up,
Okay.
where the Oasis water park.
Oh my
Just to
god.
go back to it, guys.
Oh,
guys.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, my mother, she tried watching The Office one time. She goes, "It's really funny, but it reminds me of being at work.
Right?
Too much, like too painfully, like the weird characters, and then also." Like that Ricky Gervais is from the southwest of England, so that
Yeah.
accent too has another level of like.
He's funny as all hell.
He's really good.
I like his other show, Afterlife.
Which
haven't
one's
seen
the
that.
first
It's
one?
about
Yeah?
the first season is about
Yeah.
I believe it's his wife's death,
Okay.
and him dealing with it and
Yeah.
being suicidal.
Yeah.
And he works for a newspaper.
Yeah.
And it just his sense of humor about everything and his sarcasm.
Yeah.
And then the second
yeah.
season, his father died, and he has to deal with that. And the third season, I think it was about his dog
Jesus.
passing away. But
This sounds really uplifting.
It's funny because Michael Rosen, one of my producers, when I was in a really bad depression, he's like, you know what, you should watch this show because
Oh
it is about
god.
death, but it will kind of open your mind to something. You gotta go to the bathroom already?
It's spring apparently.
It is spring.
It's all the
Spring is
blow.
sprung.
Yeah,
There is. There is something with. It's a completely different trait, but I know there's just partly English comedies too. As a kid growing up with them, there's kind of definitely a darkness to it that is weirdly like uplifting.
Yeah.
And not just not
Look at everybody else's pain.
yeah, exactly. Not
Yes!
just in a miserable way.
Well,
But, like, there
English
is-
people are very famous and popular for not showing emotion.
That's not really
I don't think. Yeah.
true.
I mean, think about all the things Winston Churchill showed to people.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a Churchill.
Margaret Thatcher. Little moment there.
Iron Lady.
Uh-huh.
You know what? There's a thing about England, and this sometimes in my personal life I get told is about not being emotional. I think I'm actually quite emotional for an English.
He's crying right now.
I am.
You're an American.
I'm an American now. I'm very
I'm so sorry.
overly emotional.
We all.
Did you want to bomb?
Yeah.
Did you want to bomb somebody? Would that make you feel fucking
Yeah,
better?
right. Seriously, yeah. Apparently, that's how you figure it out. I think there's a thing with the UK. It's funny, people talk about like the idea of properness of England, but England isn't very proper. You know what I mean? Depending where you are at the right time.
Yeah.
My boss actually had this hilarious story where he's an artist. He was in some years ago. He was in London, and he was done. I think he was like installing a show. He was done with it, and he was like just going back to his hotel. He was walking through a park. There's this giant dude taking a leak in the bushes in this park, and as he walked by him, he's trying not to make eye contact, but the guy kind of saw him and was like, "Ugh," and like was gonna come after him, but was just too drunk to do it. And as my boss walked away and left this guy to what he was doing, he goes, "Oh, that's how England had an empire. It wasn't through being polite. It wasn't through being
Right.
You know, it was just through like this kind of
Aggressive.
brute."
I mean, that is true.
Yeah, and that's true in a lot of different contexts, should we say? But I don't think of England as a particular. In fact, if anything, it's gonna sound weird. Living in America for a long time now and experiencing like American customer service, going back to English customer service.
Oh, God.
They don't care.
No.
You know, and it's like, well, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. It's fine.
Like, meh.
You know, I don't know, in a weird way, I can respect that. It's like your job shouldn't be your life. It's not like the be all and end all, you know.
Wait, no?
But
Wait. Well, something's missing.
yeah, it's called like nationalized health. You know, you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about it so much.
I mean, in England, you don't actually do your taxes. They just take money and you get shit.
I think that is correct. Trying to remember that.
In fact,
I never
the
did.
only country in the world that actually has to fill out fucking forms to
Yeah.
make sure you didn't do it right. is this one.
And you guys left England for this.
Well, we
Hey,
did
I
take
left
the tea.
Mexico. I left
There you
Mexico.
go. Right.
We did take the tea.
You did take the tea. The tea got taken.
The thing I find amazing, especially about like the people that I've grown up in
Yeah.
my town, and we all kind of were there, but most of my friends have never left town,
Right.
Like, never left the state.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You can
Never left
do
the
that in
country.
California. You can do it in America.
But like, when I, like I'm very into, European, like especially German culture and English culture, because I've been in bands in both those countries.
Yeah.
And they're always like, well, it like Americans, we have so many like different accents and this and that. Like English is just one.
No fucking
no,
way.
it's not just one.
You tell that to Jason
I've
Statham
met
and Vinnie
hung out with
Jones.
Waddy. He's Scottish, and that guy.
He's also
I
unique
cannot-
in the way he talks. Too.
Yeah.
One night I was talking to him and Charlie Harper, and I was like, Charlie, fuck, help me here. I can't understand a fucking word that Waddy is saying, and Waddy goes, Gizz, we fucking wrote the language.
And you're still bad at it.
Wow, and I was like, that's the only thing I've ever fucking understood you say, man. Like I can understand your lyrics.
Yeah.
But when you talk to Waddy, fucking, I can't understand fuck all.
He speaks like quickly. I mean, I've never seen The Exploited live. I've heard interviews of him. He does. It's not completely alien to me, but he also uses like specific terms that I kind of know because like went to Scotland. Yeah, obviously.
That's my favorite word. When we first started our podcast, we're bringing that word.
We decided we were going to keep 2 words: it's retard and cunt.
Yeah. No, in England, everyone says it frequently.
Well, yeah.
It can be people referring to like inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Kids.
I sing for an Australian band, and every time I'm talking to my mates over there, it's cans.
Oh yeah.
How's the kids? Fucking cunts.
Yeah. Basically, yeah.
Even the kids are saying cunts.
Yeah. It's like just
Canty bollocks. Bollocks.
And then you guys went.
Oh my
And
god.
then you guys went to Australia and hibbity doobly doobly doobly.
Say that again.
You went to Australia and put all the prisoners there, and they made up their own language.
I actually, according to my mother, I had relatives who got sent to Australia. I don't know the exact truth of that, but
I probably play with them.
there you go. Yeah. Look for the Bensons. They're called
Benson?
Benson. And they're from
God.
originally from the north of England. That's it would be hardest thing. Anyway, completely off subject.
All right, what's the worst show? That moment during a show where you're just like fucking cunt. Like you've had to have one.
No, yeah, numerous. Usually, my self-consciousness on stage is the immediate like thing that undermines it. I think I like to think about one of the best worst shows in the sense that I got to play with all these bands I liked, but I felt like it was like didn't know what I was doing or making a mess. And it wasn't with WageMaker. It was with this band I played in called E.4, and we played a show with it was Destroyed in Seconds, 16. This band called. They were like super stonery band. They were big for a while. They were LA, and I can't think what they were called now. Completely blank. They were really good. They had 2 keyboard players and a guitarist and drummer and a bass player.
Oh shit.
And then
Wow.
Buzz Oven. You know those
Oh
guys?
yeah.
Yeah. And I was super hyped to play the show. And then I think it was in my mind more than anything else. But I had this thing with that show. I think about that being like. And I think we were fine. In fact, the rest of the band was fine. It was just me. I felt like I just kind of goofed it up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You
yeah.
shit the bed on that.
Yeah,
one, huh?
apparently. In some way, in my mind, I did.
In front of the class in your underwear with a speech you can't remember kind of thing. Yeah.
Can't remember the 2 notes I have to play. Anyway.
Oh, so you're in Sun now.
Is it done that or
Yeah. I mean, I hit the wrong 1-2 note, and it was a mess. But
For 2 hours.
yeah, 2 hours. So I actually have a thing now, a tradition where sometimes I have this Buzz Oven t-shirt I bought. Oh yeah, and I also lent my bass amp to the bass player, Dave Collins, who's also in Weed Eater. It was definitely fascinated with his style. And he like just kind of didn't blow it up, but he like complained for the entire set how it didn't work properly. So that was like,
God.
he was still nice about it afterwards, but I was like, oh man.
when he mentions it on stage? it's
Yeah, you're like,
you
oh,
dick.
great.
This cunt let me this piece of shit.
Yeah. And he said something like, this hasn't got the capacity or something. And I was like,
Oh, now he's losing big words.
yeah, now you got me.
How much has that gone away? Like I've been looking for because I said I blew up my Randall, and I'm like
Yeah.
I'm looking at the RX 45 in the RX 100, and I'm like, do I need a fucking 100 amps? Like with
Yeah, that's. I mean, so for guitar,
yeah,
you can get it. Yeah, probably.
okay. I mean, everything's mic'd.
It's always better louder.
Everything's mic'd now, though.
Yeah,
I don't,
true.
you know.
I mean, I guess it's even then, particularly when I played this band Hydra, like I played with Ted Veneman, was a singer and guitarist, and Dave. You know Ted?
Yeah, he played with Punk Rock Vatos.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's Ted. Yeah, Ted was
Yeah.
singer. Ted was the singer and guitarist. Rhythm guitarist at one point. Initially singer, then rhythm guitarist in Hydra, and then Dave Crocker, you might know too. He sadly passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
But those guys were all from like punk and hardcore bands. You know what I mean? But both those guys were into gear in a good way and like fucking loud. So as a bass player too, in that context, it was like a doom band. It was like, where am I? Where am I going to be?
Where do I fit in?
Where am I going to be? But what was my point now? But yeah, it was always
Just
like
being loud.
volume. It was always like, we're going to do this thing.
I mean, house
But what
guys
show?
hate that.
Why was it the worst show?
Oh, that show, back to that show. It was me. I was just self-conscious.
That was it?
I was just self-conscious.
You never like shit yourself on stage or threw up on a drummer? or cried?
Both of those things have happened to me.
I know. I'm aware.
I managed to get hot wax in my eyes one time on stage.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
fun.
Yeah, and not in a cool way either.
I didn't know there was a cool way to do that. I'm very...
That's not a cool way. I think I finished playing. It was good, but I was like,
Oh, you finished all right.
yeah.
You sure it was wax?
Yeah.
You sure it was wax?
just came from the audience. I don't know.
How was it red?
Yeah, I think I've done stupid things like turn myself down on stage. That was a good one. Like my amp was not working. But no, sadly, no exciting stories like that. But I remember that show. Yeah, that show was the one that sticks in my memory.
What's your favorite show
Favorite show?
like where you walked away going, "Fuck, I can't believe
There was
that happens."
I've got a couple. I think the first show me and Jason, who's been playing drums, we played last summer at this place called Unfair Oaks, and that was super fun. And I kind of booked it myself, and just the vibe was nice. It was all friends. It felt really good.
Wait, it's on Fair Oaks?
It's called Unfair Oaks. It's on Fair Oaks. It's got DIY venue. They keep it super low key.
Huh. Fair Oaks is the gateway to Pasadena.
It is, yes.
It's just like Pasadena.
Yeah, you're there. You arrived in Pasadena.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think probably when in Hydra we played with Weed Eater. That felt really fun. And those guys, despite talking shit about my bass amp, those guys are really. Particularly that guy is Dave or Dixie, Dave Collins, is a really funny, likable guy. And watching them play live, that was a good one. And it was this really cool club called the Ultraviolet. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
It was only there for a hot
Remember the
second.
name? Yeah.
That was a good one. But again, as I told you guys off air, I only started playing shows when I was like 30.
I was
So I got a
wanted to
lot
bring that up.
make up for.
I can't even imagine. First show I played, I was 13.
Yeah, right. So essentially,
The first time I ever was in front of an audience, I was 6.
Yeah.
Sang in a church choir.
Oh, you did? That's awesome.
And then at 8, I sang my first solo.
Yeah.
And when I sang my first solo, at the end, the applause, I think, is what got me.
Yeah.
And
this is for me.
Yeah, and I wanted more of that.
Yeah.
And I we talked off air.
Yeah,
It's just like it's always gonna be a part of me.
Yeah,
I have to.
I swear, if I go back in time, I would just boo the shit out of you.
You do now, and it doesn't work. I love getting booed.
The alternate future, you run a tech company.
I know. Something he's really rich.
The
richest Mexican.
I can't picture myself doing anything.
No,
I love the night.
Yeah.
We laughed for an hour, just telling stories back and forth.
Yeah.
And it was like we knew each other for ages.
Yeah.
Within an hour, dude.
Yeah.
And
I think music definitely. There's other things too.
It opens doors.
It does, and the things you connect on. And I guess now it seems redundant to say that things are more unique, because in a good way, or in good or bad, whatever, everything is accessible, right? But definitely, I think for us growing up, periods when that stuff no one cared about it, or it was a very small number of people, and then you might have these bands that kind of come from that, Nirvana being an example, that get really big. But majority of stuff, no one cared about.
This is what
When we cared about it.
we
was
first
important.
started this podcast, it was very unique because there was an expiration date for him, kind of,
Right,
of what
right.
when punk rock kind of ended.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that new school of punk rock, like Blink 182 and
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
other bands, like they're keeping it alive.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I cannot like condemn them for
Yeah.
for it. And now there's even more bands now.
Yeah.
And
They're even
as
worse.
long- some are
Some really fucking are.
but then there's some amazing fucking bands. that
And
come
then
out.
also,
And-
as a kid who could, like Blink 182 is the band they get into, right?
Mhm.
But then they end up going on and becoming this. I've recently been thinking about that, like the bands that are by no stretch of the imagination are like, it doesn't really apply to Blink 182 because they are such a big band, but bands who are not like the cool band in the genre, but they were the gateway band for someone. And that really was an important thing.
Mhm.
And then they took that and they, as a musician or a creative person, made it.
Yeah, I mean,
something else,
I had to
you know what I mean?
consign myself to that a little bit, saying like, well, I mean, I guess if that got you from here to here to here to here,
Yeah.
then it is kind of that gateway, and that like, okay, I smoked the weed, let's do the heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow, that took a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
I
in
like
love
this,
with life, so I got
might
a
really
gun.
like this. So why not? No, I remember as a kid, there was an English band. It was ridiculous. They were like all meant to look like rock and roll characters.
Uh-huh.
Transvision Band.
Oh, I know that
Remember?
band. Yeah.
They had a really cute singer. She was kind of blonde, punk, new wavy.
Yep.
But then they literally had a bass player that looked like Sid Vicious,
Mm.
a drummer that looked like
Oh,
a
man,
skinhead,
yeah.
and a guitarist that looked like a rockabilly. And I remember as a kid, I'm like, this is cool. It didn't sound anything like anything. You know what I
No.
mean?
Yeah.
But I remember being like,
It was like the Village People of punk rock.
yeah,
No.
it was. And even as a kid, I kind
The
of
Village
knew, like-
Bums.
yeah, right. And even as a kid, I kind of knew some. I didn't really understand all those genres, but I knew that like this, they're all kind of dressed up, right?
Right.
Yeah. I think about that, like those things. It's goofy or whatever, but if that's the thing that gets someone into something, and it is for them that exciting moment, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But then leads to other exciting moments.
Yeah.
Like back to singing in the church choir.
Mhm.
Like that was exciting.
Mhm.
And that thing when it starts, you translate it, you develop it, or you come into other things that allow you to do that.
I think because it didn't happen for many years, but I think that the inspiration of what I became as a singer came from that, because when you're in a church choir, the director, she's trying, okay, you're going to sing this and then you're going to sing that, and that's where the harmonies come in, and that's what I evolved into is nothing but harmony. I have to have harmonies on everything I do, and we're talking about recording techniques. I have some people call it the Gizz Army.
God, I would
track.
just hang myself.
I love hearing my voice.
Yeah, we know. We all
Only
fucking know.
one song.
You're taking a Scott Walker approach to punk rock. The voice is
Gizz Spectre over here.
I like Gizz Spectre.
It's the wall of Gizz.
But I think too, there's that also. I mean, I guess it seems less of a thing now, but when people come to things like punk, metal, anything that's aggressive, but they do come from something like literally being in a church choir, and it actually helped them do the thing. You know what I mean?
There was a band we played with at, I think it was the Viper Room.
Yeah.
And as soon as my band finished playing, it was for sale at the time, and I got off stage. One of the singers in the opening band came over to me and he's like, "You're in the church choir."
Really?
And I'm all, what? How did you know? He goes, "Because of the way you sing."
Yeah.
He's like, I could hear it. Like, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you're in the church choir too? And he goes, yeah.
I love that stuff.
We were like, because now I'm thinking about the way
Yeah.
you were singing,
Yeah.
and then the way you're making your bass player sing,
Yeah.
the harmony. It was just
Yeah.
like, fuck, I wish I had that in my band, Like, I wish, there's been a handful of times I've been in bands where I had another person singing and they would do harmonies with me. Yeah. But it was starting to happen with Foreclosure.
Yeah.
I want to say at the end, but we're not.
You're not at the end. Well, you
and
and Johnny do a little bit of that.
Johnny, well, his gravelly voice and all that.
He gets all high.
No,
he does.
No,
you can't hear it because you're drunk. I was there.
Up.
I deleted that.
It was a party at my brother's house.
Oh my God.
Completely hammered. I was like, what? We should play.
Not completely having blackout fucking mumble
I-
drunk.
Yeah, he was sober. Like the first week you were sober or something.
Yeah.
And I was completely trashed. Dude, you wanna see the video? I'm like, nope. I don't even remember singing. You know, I left my backpack, my jacket, and my water bottle there.
His
I
pants.
still haven't gotten back to pick it up.
I wouldn't either.
You know, I got my brother's wife kicked us out. Like, all right, you guys are hammered. I fell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was a fuck, but it was the last show I played, and I'm like, oh my god. And then the next day, we were in my studio back where my guitar player Spencer Knight comes up because he lives in San Diego, and he's like, yeah, we were pretty horrible. You want to see the video? I'm like, no. You're the second person to offer me to watch this video.
No one wants to see it.
I
I
deleted
don't
it.
remember it happening, so it didn't happen.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
they say-
convenient.
So it's good. It's good.
I remember she saying no.
Oh my god.
But back to the thing with church choir though, when I think about like any I guess rock and roll in general, but you like put a persona on stage. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's not a fake thing. It's like you do go into a kind of mode, particularly like punk or more aggressive stuff. You go into like a mode, and it's always good. It's always interesting to think about things that seem to have no relation to that. That is your real
Right.
life that you then bring into it. And I think that, that makes it a wholly rounded kind of human thing. You know what I mean?
It's funny you should say that because like being very young,
Yeah.
being in the church choir, growing up in church and
Yeah.
being part of a youth group and all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and then turning 18 and then totally turning my back away
Yeah,
from it,
yeah.
becoming a punk rock drummer, becoming a punk rock singer,
Yeah.
and then people who know me from there, like, and they've kept up with my career.
Yeah,
Gizz Lazlo, like,
yeah,
dude, you were the in a band that were the kings of beer.
Yeah.
You talk about drugs
Yeah,
and alcohol a lot,
yeah.
and you're very proud of it.
Yeah.
But your background, where you came from,
Yeah.
and then but you still keep it that same kind of vocal style.
Yeah.
It's very weird and then for a few years, it was weird how it happened. I was sitting out. I played a show on a Saturday night, and the next morning. It was like 6 a.m. I got home, and I was still in the mood to party.
Yeah.
So I partied by myself, and I was drinking in my front yard. And I live across the street from my mom and dad's church.
Oh, you do?
And
Oh,
drinking in my
That feels
front
like a
yard.
biblical story.
And-
or like a
yeah.
One of the
cautionary
guys,
tale.
who was the guitar player for the church band.
Yeah.
He and I have been friends for years. He's actually my tenant now.
okay.
And he came over and he's like, hey, our drummer's not showing up. Can you fill in?
You did?
And he's like, but I need you to take a shower and brush your teeth. You
Yeah.
smell like a bar. And he goes, and I know you're a little wasted. I go, a little. But because I was,
So he said you're little and wasted.
I can do this. And I went over there at
Yeah.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
and played 6 songs. And I was like, that's easy. Brought my little notes and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's do this. And because I did that,
Yeah.
the drummer who came back the next week, he was kind of an amateur drummer.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, dude, I heard about,
Yeah.
you last week. I really want to do it. Can you do it again?
Really?
And I was like, yeah, sure. And then through that, there was one of the background singers.
Yeah.
She's like, I've heard your band,
Yeah.
and I think it would be really cool if you sang this song. So I was like, hey, give me a copy. She sends me a copy of the song, and I was like, wow, this is a really amazing song. And I went and sang this song
Yeah.
at church on a Sunday, and it was like, wow,
Yeah.
can you do this? Can you do that?
Yeah,
I became one of the
yeah.
singers and the drummer for a worship band.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just like it's every Sunday I get to play, and
Yeah.
I love what I do. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what
Yeah. and
unless it's like a ska band. I did that when I was a teenager. I did one.
Never again.
I did actually a tour, like a 3-4 day
Yeah.
tour for a band.
What was the band?
It was a Christian ska band called the
Okay.
Israelites, and they're
That's
still around.
actually a great name.
And they're still around. They're
Yeah.
still around. They've been around for 30
Yeah.
years or something. And I hate ska, but I did it.
Yeah.
We toured with Bad Manners. And
Really?
Buster was such a
That's
cool guy.
wild.
And it's the only ska band I will listen to.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
makes me
yeah.
smile.
Yeah.
I just remember him. We had dinner one night, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take 2 large pizzas." And they brought both of them, and he takes one, he just wham, throws it on top of the other, and he brought the fucking the
Yeah.
pan that the
Yeah,
pizza's
yeah.
on, and just brought it in front of himself and was eating it. I was like, holy shit! I thought that was for everybody. But
No, no,
yeah,
that's
'cause a
just
ska
the
band. There's a
premise.
lot of people in a ska
There's a
band.
lot
Yeah.
of ska
you know,
bands that
and his band, our band,
shoot,
and he was the fucking only guy eating that pizza. I was like, well, shit, I guess we're ordering for ourselves.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But he was an amazing guy, and so like I talk a lot of shit about ska, but that is truly the only band that
I think
I
of
can listen to.
them. I mean, I have a few like specials. Bad Man is in a weird way. I know less musically, but as a kid, they were constantly on TV,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like just a born performer.
The,
That guy is like
the one album, like I think they were touring was Return of the Ugly.
Yep.
You know, and I was like, oh my god, like this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
is just so like,
He's into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
his whole persona, and I think that's kind of what inspired me to when I became Gizz Lazlo.
yeah,
That that was my character on stage.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was the
he's-
life.
yeah.
I wanted to be the life of the party.
yeah,
My whole thing, especially in now,
yeah,
is that when you come see me perform, no matter what band,
yeah,
it's about that half hour, 45 minutes, hour, or more.
yeah,
I want you to forget what's going on in your life.
yeah, yeah.
Because a lot of us go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know, I went through
Yeah.
a lot of shit for
Yeah.
many years, but when I was on stage, well, I shouldn't say that, but it
Yeah.
was like, I know that we all go through, tough times.
Yeah.
So when you come to see me, why do I want to, that's why I don't talk about politics and religion and sports, because I don't want to start any arguments. I want you to have fun. I want you to have, a certain energy and what if tonight's our last night?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
yeah,
have fucking
completely.
fun.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
this guy's falling asleep over here.
No, I'm not. I was agreeing with you. Like, what if it is your
Oh,
last night? Like,
you're doing that.
no, not yet.
I thought you were just agreeing. I thought you were falling asleep.
No, I do. I mean, I think about the idea of like, when I was the idea of like, in a good way, performing again, not in an insincere way. If half the time I'd say, I wish I was better at it on stage. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I'm not particularly whatever mobile or don't do a ton of stuff, but I do always appreciate people who they get on stage and they, like you said, they can like engage you, they can pull you in. And that is through the music, obviously. But then there is an element when someone is a really good performer. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to take away from like bands like Crass or
Yeah.
Subhumans who are very political.
No,
And-
but
and
they're
that's
also performers.
Yeah, and it's great, and then the way they do it, I think, is great. But there are some bands that I will not mention,
yeah.
but their whole thing, it's just like your whole ideal about starting a band is to like seclude, or disinclude people automatically because of your beliefs,
Right.
political beliefs,
Yeah,
especially in a
yeah.
day and age like now.
Yeah.
Like, why would anybody you just want to piss off 60 or 40% of your audience?
Yeah.
I don't understand
well,
that. Like,
I mean, that's the beauty of
I
that
want you
freedom.
to
Of,
hate me because of my music, not because of my
I
beliefs.
mean, that's that freedom of
Because of
expression.
my songs.
Yeah.
That's just how people feel. You can't tell somebody how to feel.
Yeah.
And that turns me off immediately. Like if it's, like your whole rant on stage is punch a Nazi. Like
Yeah.
everybody knows that.
Yeah. It's like
No,
but
common
actually-
sense. It's not, yeah.
Actually,
if
that
you don't-
currently there is a problem where not everybody thinks that. It's like,
true. Yeah.
wait a minute, not everybody thinks that. What
but,
the fuck?
But if you're in a situation and there's a fucking Nazi in the room and he's being outright
Yeah.
Nazis.
being a Nazi, all right, dude, shut the fuck up or you're gonna get fucking punched.
Yeah.
But just to be on a stage and say it, like, well, did something happen?
Yeah,
Are you trying to make something happen?
Yeah,
I just,
A lot happened.
it's just I don't know. I don't know.
You just got political.
And I think of that as also being like whatever, like a persona performing.
Mhm.
I had this an interview with the original drummer for Negative Approach,
Mhm.
and in the interview they asked him, coming from Detroit, and they asked him about like, what was it? I asked him this question about the Misfits being popular in Detroit. They put forward this idea that I can't remember, something related to Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper's not from Detroit, right?
He's from
No.
Cincinnati or something, isn't he? Or Boston?
Arizona.
Is that what
I
it is?
think he's from Arizona.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
They made this thing about like Alice Cooper being popular in Detroit, why the Misfits would be popular in Detroit.
Mhm.
And then it makes some comment, then another comment about like Misfits not having quite the same sway in DC. And then this guy, I think it's LP. He just goes, no, but the stuff in DC was the same thing. It's just different theater. This
Yeah.
all kind of theater, and
Yeah.
they're not taking anything away from it. I'm not saying you're not sincere on stage. And bands like Minor Threat are amazing, but there's also a degree of like performance.
Yeah.
Like they were good performers.
Yeah.
They had a persona on stage. You could bring people in, and it would be exciting. You know what I mean?
But at least they were, even being that straight edge band. Like, okay, we don't
Yeah.
premarital sex. We don't
Yeah,
condone
yeah.
Drinking and smoking and all
Yeah.
that other stuff. At least it was a positive thing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying like bands that are very political aren't being positive, but it's just you're trying to invoke something. And
Well,
to me, it just
you're
makes
also
me uncomfortable.
biased.
Well,
Yeah.
but it doesn't matter what band. Like, the band
Dead
I'm
Kennedys.
talking about. Like,
Kennedys, dude. I mean,
but when they had Jello, and it was
and when they were
and
good,
it was a different time.
Yeah.
What if Jello?
it was
in the-
easier
in-
than now.
yeah.
Fuck.
And now he's not. Now Joe is totally anti fucking Dead Kennedys
Yeah,
because of
yeah,
what recent
Well,
events.
they
Yeah.
sued him because of the catalog.
Well, I'm talking about recent events, about the whole Pugs in the Park thing.
Yeah.
They were still going to play it because they had something to say, and it was like, you're just taking the money.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Well, there you
yeah.
go.
Let's
So
just be
that's the
honest.
politicism behind it, and that's what's interesting. Again, I mean, you have the right to say, like, people still like Screwdriver. I don't know
Yeah.
how or why.
Because they're great musicians.
They're fucking not.
all 5 of those guys. 5 of those guys.
Oh, damn. I mean, MDC.
Yeah.
Super fucking political. Dave's awesome. I mean, it's out there. It's how you choose to view it. And again, you're biased.
But I think it's also the sincerity of it too. Like,
Right.
if you're sincere
Yeah.
up there, it's not like it's a persona again.
Yeah.
Like you're acting. It's
Yeah.
not really your belief, and if it is, it's coming off awkward.
I once a giant music festival saw Public Enemy,
Mm.
and I was getting ready for it to be like really serious. I mean, I was into Public Enemy.
Uh-huh.
Thought it was going to be like really serious, really political. It was just a blast.
Yeah.
They were like there was politics in there, but they were so much fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And Flavor Flav was so much like I really started to
Fucking
appreciate-
Flavor
He's
Flav.
a fucking character,
Dude.
appreciate him.
I would vote for him for president. I fucking would, man. God, the fucking world would be so much different.
As long as he's got Chuck D as his advisor.
There you go.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
in, dude. Oh man.
But I mean, like again, but those moments when you go and see a band or whatever, and you're like, you think you're gonna get one thing, but then you actually end up getting an amazing show.
Right.
And it still has all the other stuff. It still
Yeah.
has all the, if it's going to be a message or information. But you have an amazing show and it's enjoyable. And like you said, there's a degree in a positive way, a degree of escapism.
Yeah.
You just kind of forget about everything for like 45 minutes an hour or something.
I
And I think that's
Well, Gizz just drinks himself into that.
yeah, I do. But drinking makes me happy. And I know it makes a lot of people happy.
Yeah. But there's a reason for it.
Mhm.
There's a reason why we have alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can.
He's why I drink.
Uh-huh. You're why he stopped drinking. You're a little handsy there, buddy.
It's the show after hours.
Oh, no.
Guests have gone home.
We don't even give a shit.
For somebody who just wanted to do an hour, we've already done an hour and a half.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I can. Is there anything else? Do you guys want to wrap it up? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I want to know if your shows are coming up. You said you got
Okay.
an album
We're
working.
working on an album. We put an album out last year. That was with my buddy Trevor playing drums. He unfortunately had to leave the band prior to the album coming out on good terms, but he just had other stuff going on. A lot of other stuff going on, actually. He plays in Clown Sounds. which is
Oh,
Todd,
yeah.
I can mispronounce his name. Todd Congelia's band.
Yeah.
But he was super busy with that. But I was grateful to get Trevor for the album. We recorded it with a friend of ours called Andrew Schubert, who has a studio called Golden Beat. She's over in Plasell Park. And then we got it mastered by James Plotkin, who does he's in some super heavy doom bands, but does mastering. He's a professional mastering guy.
Right.
That was a whole new experience for me. Learned a lot of things. That was good. And then Trevor had to leave the band prior to it getting released, just his schedule on good terms. And then Jason, who's now playing with me, we connected through Craigslist. The last thing I was like trying to find a new drummer.
Oh man,
Put an ad on Craigslist, and he wrote back, and he's awesome.
that's rare.
Yeah, what? No, in every context, it did not feel like it was going to be a winner, but it was. But then through Jason, he is good. He's originally from Ohio. He's good friends with this guy called Tim Andrell, who has a label called Sweet Cheetah, and also a PR company called Sweet Cheetah. And what's actually interesting about his PR company is he'll work with a variety of bands, mainly like punk, hardcore. I think one of the bigger bands, that band, The Whores, the kind of noise rock.
Yeah, I know who they are. Yeah.
He's just got a lot of experience with labels and promotion. But this is the best thing. He'll do promotion. He did some promotion for us. But his model is you don't pay him. You choose a charity. But you guys, and then you agree on an amount. And he's like, okay, that's cool. That's the amount. And then he does the work, and then you just pay the charity.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's his whole thing. Obviously, it's not his money maker.
Right.
But
I hope not.
Yeah,
Because that sounds really bad.
Yeah, no, not money maker. But he helped us put the record out and do promotion. And that's to be honest with you, that's the thing. Is like that aspect of it I'm terrible at.
I mean, you're yeah. That's a hard thing to deal with when you're trying to make music.
Yeah, and also just life too. Like you talk about playing your first show at 13. I should have done that.
Right.
Did not wait till I was 30 when your life is like getting a little bit more serious, shall we say?
Like babies and shit.
Yeah, babies, families,
That's why you did it, to get the way.
Yeah, that's it. No. But it's about a balancing act. So and that's the irony too. Like we now do obviously live in a time where you can put your music out in the world.
Yeah.
You can promote yourself. All that stuff is there for you, but also
You have to take the time to do it.
take time to do it, and then everyone else does it too. And I think about when we being younger and getting access to bands, the amount of effort it took to make a record, even if it was just you yourself. You know what I mean? It wasn't a label or anything. That was almost like the.
But that's also what they
initial hurdle.
charged you for, and that's why bands were making any money.
Right. That's
But
true.
But
Like-
even back then, again, that was the whole thing about being in a band was okay. We're going to make a record,
Yeah.
and it's going to be on vinyl. It's going to be on
Yeah,
cassette. It's going to be
yeah,
on
yeah,
CD.
Yeah.
Now anybody can. You're in your bedroom.
Yeah.
You can do yourself. With all these
Yeah.
drum programs.
Yeah.
You're
You can
one
send
guy
out to get
band.
mastered. You can get the plates.
Yeah.
You can press. You can.
And, and then lately too, but in talking with more and more
Yeah.
people, and especially younger kids,
Yeah.
like, oh well, I use AI for this, and I use AI for that for mastering.
Yeah.
I'll write a song, I'll put it in AI, and then it finishes it for me. It kind of writes the lyrics for me. And it's like, well, okay, you're
You're not writing a
songwriter.
song.
No,
Yeah.
You're not a songwriter. At that
I put my girlfriend in AI and it gave her an orgasm. That doesn't
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
I mean, come on.
Yes, it does.
Oh, God.
It does. Again, those things like the flaws and faults we have as musicians and creative people, that just completely removes it,
Right.
But then again, like back in the day,
and not in a good way.
That's
what I'm trying to say.
exactly
Like,
right,
those are the
yeah.
things that make it good.
before streaming, whatever our whole basis was, okay, we're going to make a record, we're going to go on tour,
Yeah.
and you made money.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
your music made money. Now
Yeah.
you have a CD.
Yeah.
Here's my new CD. It's my business card. Pretty much.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take
yeah.
it because
And somebody
nobody's gonna
might
fucking
listen
buy
to it.
Yeah.
They might listen to it.
I remember this was back in the, I think it was late 90s. We were on tour, and I was at the merch booth, and this kid comes over and he goes, "Hey man, I want to buy your CD." And at the time, $10.
Yeah.
I'm all right here. Here's the CD, $10. And I go, "Do you want one?" And to his friend, and he goes, "Why? He's just gonna take it home. He's gonna burn it
Right.
for all of us."
Right.
So I took it back to him, and I go, $10. He goes, "I just paid you." I go, "No, you're paying twice for one CD, fucker."
Yeah.
And he's like, "What? No, And I go, "Then I'm keeping it. I'm
Yeah,
keeping
yeah,
the
yeah,
money.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
keeping
yeah.
the CD."
Yeah,
So he gave me another 10. So I made
yeah.
$20 off of one CD. And I was like, "Now you can. I don't give a fuck."
Yeah. Do what you're gonna do with it. Yeah.
But why would you tell me that you're gonna do?
Yeah.
that?
Don't tell me. Yeah.
You know.
And what it took to get that done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The,
Yeah.
the, blood, sweat, and
process.
more money.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. I've been blessed enough to be in bands that
Yeah.
the recordings were paid for.
Yeah.
They flew us to go do the record. I've been,
Yeah.
I've been blessed.
You've
like
been to
that.
Whore Island?
And but it was those were different times. And
Yeah.
then at the end of a tour, you got a
Yeah.
check or cash, and then the
Yeah.
royalty checks and all
Yeah.
that. Now dude,
It's
like,
nothing.
we were talking about it earlier. Like you get a sixth of a penny for a fucking stream or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, think that
yeah.
fucking. You know, there was I think it was, I was watching a video about the band Converge,
Yeah.
and they're like their new album,
Yeah.
like they're not gonna fucking digital.
Really?
They're like, fuck
Is it
it.
all like
That's actually
physical?
Physical copies
Yeah.
because we want. He made me laugh because he goes, "Who's this fucking Spotify guy? He didn't work on my record,
yeah.
you know. Like he's not
Is
gonna
it
make
that,
it."
like is it that guitarist Kurt Ballou? Because that guy's a character.
Yeah, it might have been. It was
And
one guy, and he was
And
like,
he's an engineer too. Yeah.
yes. So he was like, "No, it
That's
took us 10
awesome.
years, blood, sweat, and tears, and our money."
Yeah.
And now somebody I don't even know is making
Yeah.
money off of us. No, that's not going to happen.
They
with
just hit
this record.
Control P or Control C, copy paste, and then whoop, you're done.
Yeah, like, you know, I
Yeah.
get it, but you know, but then there are, you know, I'm in some bands where, you know, my Australian band, I've never met these guys face
Yeah.
to face.
Really?
We've done 4 records.
No, it's a
Yeah,
glory
we're
hole
about
thing.
ready to release our 5th record,
What's
and
that guitar?
It was a glory hole thing.
and you know,
Australian glory hole.
it's
There's a snake in there.
Yeah, get ready.
you put it in, and it comes right back in.
It's a Exactly.
But you know, we've released, you know, 4 records, and it's all digital. But there's a
Yeah.
reason for that, because you know,
Yeah.
we're never gonna play together. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
Unless they come here or I go there.
And I mean, they're bigger bands that operate that way. They might play live, but they, as you know, they don't live in the same city.
I you know, back in the early 2000s, I did a tour in Europe, and there was this band that opened up for my band. They were called Camel Boy. They're from
Yeah.
Bremen, Germany. And about maybe 6 months later, I get a phone call, and hey man, I'm from Camel Boy. I'm in LA. You know, come over and this and that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude, I remember you
Yeah.
guys, come on over. He comes to my house, spends a week,
Yeah.
and the night that he was there, you know, I was married at the time, and
yeah.
and my wife and I were sitting there, and I went to the kitchen, and I went and cracked a beer, and I was kind of just, you know, like kind of out of it. And my wife comes over and says, "What's wrong?" And I go, "I don't fucking know this guy." And she's like, "What?" And I go, "I remember the band,
But this guy was not in the
the
band? That's crazy.
And so like, she's like, "Well, do you want him out of the house?" I go, "Well, no, I got to figure out what the fuck is going on."
yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
So he comes over, and I go, "All right, you know," I go, "So, you know," he tells me his name, you know, Timbu, and I was like, "All right, yeah, you're the
Yeah.
drummer?" He's like, "No, that's Timu." And I'm all, "Okay, so who are you?" He goes, "I'm the guitar player." I go, the band didn't have 2 guitar players. And he
Yeah.
goes, "Yeah, I'm the new guitar player." And I'm like, "So I've never met you?" He goes, "No." He's, "I just wanted to come here because we were talking about you. We were thinking about having you sing on our new
Oh.
record."
Oh my
Okay.
god.
And I was like, "Dude, you just walked into my fucking house and you're the new guy, this and that." And I recorded a record. But I remember, like, you know, like he brought me a CD
Yeah.
with all the music mixed,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and all I needed to do was write lyrics and
Yeah.
then sing on this record, which
Yeah.
I did here.
yeah,
Sent it over there, then they mixed it and
yeah.
released it, and you know, here I am, like, and this was the early 2000s, so this wasn't really happening a lot,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And
It was
then,
harder then.
you know,
A lot
then
harder.
fucking 20 years later, I do it again with a fucking Australian band, you know, where, you know, like, you
And
know,
those royalty checks are just getting lost in the mail.
oh yeah, I got 20 cents. And,
You got
but,
cold koala.
Well, the person who actually owns the most Grammys is Diane Warren. You know who she is?
Yeah.
She wrote.
yeah.
Anytime a big act like Aerosmith or Metallica or any of those bands are like they hit a writing point where they can't deal with it, they go to her
Yeah,
and she'll help them write the song, but she takes points on it.
yeah.
I've been in her house and she
Yeah?
she has rooms full of Grammys.
That's
She so, like
amazing.
even those bands they hit a point where like I don't fucking know like
Have you ever heard the story about the dwarves and like that?
which one.
Oh, it's many stories. I read this thing, and I think I've heard also Blag, whatever, talk about this in interviews. That there was you must have heard this. There was when they were on Epitaph, they put that record out, and I can't remember.
you're young and good looking, that one?
No, was it?
I'm in love. Everybody's girl was on that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's one.
Young and good looking. I
And,
think.
good
Yeah.
looking. And they said that his hot second where like major labels were interested in them. And then I think he
They met Black.
yeah. He could not be named. And then essentially he said it became, this was his words, like we were too old, like it wasn't gonna happen. But they ended up, I think him specifically, ended up writing songs for Good Charlotte.
Oh
Like,
my
but you could
god.
write songs for this band we have.
Mm.
And he was like, yeah, you know, I made money, it was fine. You know.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I need that now. I'm so
Yeah.
fucking like dried up from writing.
Oh, is that what it's from?
Writing my new album,
Yeah.
and the guys, oh, this could be better. Do this,
Yeah.
do that, or I don't even like that song at all. And then it's like, fuck. And then I write for my other band, and it's like, my guitar player's like, fuck yeah, I love it. And
Yeah.
It's I think just from being ridiculed and just like it's
Right.
You get tapped out at a point, and you
And
need
you get self-conscious too.
yeah. Like,
How
many times can you be
brokenhearted.
yeah, like it's like
So writing songs about
Yeah.
diarrhea, dude. You'll be great.
what
Diarrhea. Old people shit.
Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha.
Have you heard the band Diarrhea Planet? They're great. I'm not kidding.
So when's you guys next show?
We don't have one. We need to get one.
Let's go.
That's the next thing I need to do, and that's the next thing. Talking about figuring out like booking things. It's quite straightforward in one sense, but in another sense, it seems to be like
Well,
more
you've
complex than it should be.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love booking shows.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the issue with booking shows at this age is like, do I have to work? Is there work in the
Right.
morning? Are my kids going to be watched at that?
But I don't have kids.
Well, I have you. I got to watch you
No,
occasionally.
you don't.
There's
Yeah.
it's not so much as there's not so much as complexities, but it's more like, is it going to be a fun thing to do?
Right. Or is it a
with people-
chore?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. And then also, I think just by the nature of our lives, like going on tour is not really in the cards. Maybe something like a weekend thing or something fun. but
Those are called runs.
runs.
Yeah.
But saying that too, I also
Speaking of diarrhea.
I do we enjoy playing live, and I also think there's a point when it's like I'm trying to think of the right word. It's like you need to, as a band, unless you just want to be in a studio all the time. It's kind of like
It's a necessity.
yeah, it's necessity. You should do it, and it's good because you get to this thing you've been working on. You get to share that with other people.
You should start the Fort Day tour where you just provide blankets and sticks. People can
And
spend the
then my
night.
kids will come and visit.
And you
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
everybody can spend the night in the stadium, and then
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
go on in the morning when
I
they're not
wish.
ready.
I need to get that boutique touring.
But in talking, and I think what I want to do is probably like June. I want to put on a show, and all the bands are going to be two-piece. Like I want to get Crash
Really?
Karma, get you guys, my band Wormwood, and a couple of other bands that I know that are just two-piece, and just
That'd be rad.
make it just like an evening of
Things
that.
like that. Where you're going to do
and
something
everybody's
fun.
different.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, you go into something that's.
Yeah,
fun,
I
it's
do
specific.
like that concept of like, you don't have to all be the same thing, you know?
Yeah, no.
The early days of punk rock, especially here in LA,
Yeah.
man. I went to go see No Mercy and a bunch of these suicidal bands.
Yeah.
And Cryptic Slaughter was a thrash band at the time, and then Descendants were on the show.
Yeah.
Like it was all like it was a pop band, a fucking hardcore
Yeah.
band, a metal band, and it was like a Lollapalooza of music. And like it didn't matter. Like you go and you're just like, wow, this was a great night of music. Like nowadays, it's like every band's an indie band, every band's
Yeah.
a punk
Yeah.
band, every band's
Yeah.
a pop band.
Can we call
every band's
yours
a doom band.
Cockapalooza?
Yeah.
Cockapalooza?
But no, you do get. It does feel like that. You get these shows, like 5 bands. Everyone kind of sounds the same,
Mhm.
and it's like,
But like back in the 90s, like I would go to like a show
yeah,
and every band
was different.
It was fucking everybody sounded like Social Distortion or
Oh,
No
right,
Effects.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And it was just like
Yeah.
my band was the only band that didn't want to sound like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It was just different times, and
Yeah.
I think it's getting back to that where it's just like, oh, every band has to be this genre night.
Right,
You know?
right. You definitely that feeling of like we're gonna fit into a specific thing. You know what I mean?
Definitely Glory Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Scott.
Uh-huh.
But we are working on a new record.
Yep.
At some point we're gonna get that recorded. Jason, plus who plays drums in the band, is awesome. He's really
Who's the guy I saw you guys with?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's great. He actually took like a 20-year break from playing music.
Oh, wow.
And he just straight back
Oh, like
into
you
it.
took a 30-year break and then
Started
Yeah.
again at the wrong time. We should have started 10, 15 years
Yeah.
earlier.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure. And again, I was very surprised by the sound. I was like, oh, this is nothing like what's going on. So I really enjoy what you guys
Thank
are doing.
you.
I love
Thank
the
you.
sludge. I love the fucking, the doom.
Yeah.
When I walked in today, he's like, I didn't know you like Doom. I thought you were just Mr. Pop Punk. I was like, what
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, like, you guys should play Pappy and Harriet so I can do a bunch of mushrooms and
I would love to do that. That would be something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Play
No,
with sleep.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff, particularly when I played with Dave and Ted and Udra and Chris, that was definitely our thing. And I was into that music, but playing with those guys was a really informative thing for me too. All those guys are really amazing musicians. And then the various other drummers we had all kind of.
They like exploded.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, they exploded. Just couldn't get that tour done. But no, that kind of left a mark on me. And although it's a funny thing with the current stuff I'm doing with Jason. We had like we're gonna try and go in this more like post-punk or maybe post-hardcore thing, and then we end up just playing sludgy stuff again.
Yeah,
in a good way. It's just like kind of what we find ourselves naturally gravitating towards.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, you have to. If you try to force something, especially in music, you as the musician are automatically gonna know. This isn't it. Yeah, and then your fans or people that come to see you are just going like, it's just and then playing the bass as a lead instrument, whatever that means, it already puts you in a kind of.
Well, it means you can walk around the drummer camp.
Yeah, exactly. I can do stuff. I can move it back.
I got a beer.
My stage moves.
Well, at least you're playing bass. You don't have your hands in your pockets.
Oh god. Website.
Our website is basically our Instagram page, WageMaker Band. There's like a little line somewhere between the two. And then if you just go on WageMaker, one word on Bandcamp, you'll find us.
You get merch there and spend our hard-earned dollars.
Yes, you get t-shirts. We have the current album, the new album, which I really recommend you listen to because that's kind of what we are now. Is only digital, unfortunately. But the first record I did with actually, I was lucky enough to work with the engineer Bill Matoya.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Super lucky to do that. And then super lucky that my friend Danny, who runs Irish Voodoo, which is an awesome label, or Black Voodoo, a subsidiary of Irish Voodoo, he put that out on a 10-inch vinyl. It does sound very different to what we do now because it's like
I want to hear that. Yeah,
kind of weirdly mechanical.
All right,
but super grateful. And again, coming to music late, grateful for meeting and playing with awesome musicians and meeting people who want to put my record out. You know what I mean? Those experiences have been really special.
Hell yeah.
That's the best thing. When you do something, you have a completed, work of body music, and then somebody goes, "Hey man, I want to put that out."
Yeah.
That's to me.
That's kind of the ultimate success.
Yeah,
it does feel like someone wants to actually.
In alternative music, whether it be doom, whether it be punk rock or metal, like to me, the success is when you can go out of town and you making fans. At the end of that night, when somebody comes up to you and says, "Dude, you guys are incredible, dude. I want a t-shirt. I want that. I want that. I want that." And you're gaining fans that way. That's success.
Yeah.
It's not, oh yeah, how much you get paid tonight? I'm gonna fuck you. My own business.
11 nothings.
No, to go and play somewhere and feel good about it, and then and have someone afterwards like, "Oh, that was awesome." No, those things are special.
Well, we're gonna sign off. So go see WageMaker. Go buy their shit. Spend your hard-earned money. Keep these guys going. Bandcamp and Instant Crap.
The next, we'll see you guys. Yeah, Mister. I want only going to do an hour.
I know.
2 hours. We've been on.
He's not gonna come back now. Also, you smell.
Well, I don't think he needs to. We've done 2 hours.
I know
everything now. But
there's so much more.
It was definitely great having you here.
Thank you for having me.
And we plan on doing things a little different this year, where we're gonna have like a round table,
right,
and discuss things, and like it's gonna be one subject, whatever it is, an album, a band, a genre, whatever. But I would love to have you back because
awesome.
I think it's been a great time talking to you.
Thank you. Yeah, great time talking to you guys.
And I look forward to sharing the stage with you soon.
Yeah. Let's think about it with my laziness of booking shows.
I'll book it.
He'll also cut the glory hole, so it's gonna be really tiny.
Yeah, great. Australian glory hole.
All right, kids, that's Gizz Lazlo.
And that's just Paul.
This is Thomas.
Next week, we got Sam from Playing Dead from New York.
Yep.
Finally going to come in. He had to cancel out because he had to go see, what was it, Thompson Twins or something? I can't remember what band he had to go see. It was an 80s band.
Fun Boy Free.
Fun
Boy Free.
Oasis, one of those bands. God. But all right, you know what you should do? Come back next Monday, 7 o'clock. We'll be here on YouTube. And thanks to the one viewer who spent the whole night.
I think it's Rebecca.
Us. Probably. Or Mindy.
Or Mindy, one or the other.
Or they're probably together.
Yeah. That would be really weird.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Take care, fuckers. And you have to sit here for a while because it just takes